All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, we're now live. I guess as live as we get.
Hello, live as we get.
We're lively recording.
All right. Would you like me to recap?
Yeah, go for it.
DM.
Have fun.
Session started with Dion meditating and having a vision about a glass dome, water surrounding it. Inside, there was a war pick with writing.
I think it was Jorak.
It was Jorak.
Not Dion.
Excuse me. I said DJ.
Oh, okay, I heard Dion.
So
I may have.
I
Sorry.
think you did.
Jorak had a vision about a glass dome with water surrounding it. Inside, there was a war pick with writing things around it. Six has heard of such a city that fits this description. The DM, please pronounce this for me.
Dion Gloin.
Dion Gloin. Adventurers would claim that they had found the city by accident, but nobody could ever produce a map. We took a nap. There was a sound of stream of water in the cave as we were sleeping. We took a left at the fork. We went down the tunnel until we found a break in the wall. A break in the wall. One sec. Sorry.
So her roommate wants a hug.
Sorry, pizza shenanigans happening. We took a left at the fork. We went down the tunnel until we found a break in the wall. We saw a square, man-made room. There was a lot of moisture and some puddles. Dion decided, fuck that water, and he smacked it with his whip, and turned out there were some oozes in the room. We killed those oozes. We went to the next hallway, and we found a magical mace and a handful of coins. We handed the mace off to Jorak as we discovered that his weapon was non-magical and being eaten by oozes. We continued down the hallway. Let's see. We found a hallway with 4 doors, and we noticed that there were pitfall traps in each hallway. We broke one of the tramps? Oh my. We broke one of the traps and all jumped over. Zill almost falling to watery doom, and by that I mean it was a 5-foot hole. We entered a room with 4 statues, each giving off enchantment magic. Whoop, my screen jumped. There we go. There was a faint magic source inside the fountain in the middle of the room. There were 3. Abjuration, Restoration, and Abjuration. Zill used Mage Hand to collect all of the items. 1 turned out to be a potion. 1 turned out to be a dagger, and 1 turned out to be a vial of black liquid, which I do not believe we've identified yet. Zill recast water breathing on everybody just to be safe. We inspected the room. I don't remember the reason of these notes, but I do have the notes. Dion fondled his balls. Oh, that's right. He pulled out stress balls.
Yes. What? I used a couple of my ball bearings, like stress balls.
I've forgotten that.
Don't remember that.
Fondling his balls.
It was a little.
I remember it fondly.
So 6 touched one of the statues in the 4 corners. They all of the statues turned into oozes, and we attacked them. We ended up killing them pretty easily. Dion meditated while we decided whether or not to go back,
Jorak.
and we did. Jorak. I gotta stop calling you DJ. Jorak meditated for a while. We decided to go back. There was a tunnel that went up, and it was spewing water. And so we went in, we broke the hole in the ceiling, and basically swam up through the watery tunnel of doom. And we came out into a river that had a very strong current. And Zill and Dion had some issues. Well, Zill had some issues swimming, and Dion tried to save her. We ended up getting swept downstream and failing epically at getting out before we hit the waterfall. We got, ejected off of the end of the waterfall and popped our wings and flew to safety. And then we headed back upstream, and Jorak was not amused at how silly the situation was. End notes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to add. Jorak is slow.
He's
He's
I'm a
faster
little
than
sensitive about it.
He's faster than half of the party, but he's still slow.
I mean, he was slow. He
You
feels
guys
like
were
he was
going
slow.
faster than he was,
It's
according to
true,
Six.
but you know.
Just,
Anyway.
it's all perspective. He has
Well,
no.
perspective.
This
We
is
had
my own
hydro-powered
personal-
locomotion.
But yeah, we landed on the edge of the river. Zil coughed up a bunch of water because that's how water breathing works, apparently. And we were about to continue heading on upstream.
Okay. That sounds
Yeah.
about right. Sounds like everything.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys have only spent a couple hours of this day, so you still have pretty much a full day's worth of travel ahead. Are you guys?
Excellent.
So according to your map that you have, the location of where you're going is actually probably at the end of this river.
Oh. Distance-wise, do we know how long that would take, given how fast we've been traveling, etc.?
Go ahead and make a survival check.
Oh! Where are the rolls?
I miss cricket.
Oh, no.
That's +2. That's not bad.
20 total.
Nice.
20 total. You'll probably have to camp one night.
I, of course, relayed this to the group, but we're getting pretty close, guys. We're getting pretty close, guys. I think we'll be okay soon. Or we'll get there soon. That's done. Also, we're above ground now, yeah?
Yes, you are.
Dion, did you want to bring Iris back? Now might be a time? Or did you want to do it this evening to make sure you have your magic while we travel?
Sure. And I'll sit down. Just give me a little while.
Okay.
I just want
Are we
to
talking
just-
about
just
11
so
minutes?
Just so 6 won't bother you, exactly how much time is it going to be?
I will tell you exactly when I am done.
Okay, good.
Out of character, is this going to
Sure,
take
absolutely.
11 minutes? Dion?
It's a 10-minute spell. It's not a ritual. It's a
Excellent.
10-minute spell.
Excellent. Well, if we're going to do that, perhaps I could take that dagger and identify it while we're here.
Sure.
I also get out my mace for identification purposes.
Oh, we should probably do the mace first if you're going to be using that one.
I put all of the items in Zill's bag.
In my bag?
Yeah. I was standing
Okay.
right behind you as you floated things to me, and then I just stuck them in your bag as you...
Perfect.
And the only reason I was using that mace is just because it was magical and wasn't like damaged by the water.
Right.
Okay. Then I'm going to stick with my original plan and identify the dagger first, because it takes 10 minutes per item. So we can do one while we wait. I'll do the rest later.
Also, DM, I think I'm gonna retro canon something just very slightly.
What?
I'm not gonna do the Kasarigama thing. I feel like it doesn't fit.
Okay. That's fine.
It'll just be a whip.
Perfect. You still get the same damage.
Yeah, it didn't make sense really. So
Just flavor-wise.
right.
Okay.
So
Excellent.
it's still a flail whip with the
Mhm.
with the sensor at the end, but
Yeah.
So flash forward 10 minutes, 11 minutes.
there's an iris.
Hi,
Unless
Iris.
DM wants something to
So-
happen in that 10 minutes.
What are you identifying, Zil?
I'm going to identify the dagger first, I decided.
Daggers.
Because that was what I originally...
It's just a +1 dagger.
Okay. Excellent. I will add that to my bag. I should add that to my character sheet.
And then after she does that, I walk up with my great axe and say, Zill, I know you tried to mend something earlier. Actually, DM, I don't know if this would work. Because of the acid damage, would mending fix my great axe? Because right now it's -2.
No.
Shit. Never mind then. I think we already tried that.
I'm sorry, the acid has actually burned away part of the metal, and I can't fix that. I would love to try, but
It's alright, I guess I'll try and get it fixed.
perhaps we'll find
wherever it
you.
is we're going.
Probably need it replaced. Is it sentimental?
No, not particularly.
What was it? Was it a dagger? Or
No,
is that
mine-
your axe?
That's
My
his
my
axe.
great axe right now is at
Okay.
-2 damage.
Let's see. I was gonna add. Can you remind me what all I got while I type it here? I know that we had a.
There was a potion of greater healing. And then the black potion, which Dion identified. He thinks it's a potion of slipperiness.
I think you gave me the potion of healing because I have one.
Yes. So
It
go
was
ahead
greater
and add
healing
that to your.
potion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already got it.
Okay. So I have a list of items I need to identify, but we'll do that later. Or not travel.
You guys all ready to travel now?
Did Jorak attune or attempt to attune?
I was
mace?
wielding it, and I don't think there was like a tuning.
Mm.
It's probably just a +1 mace.
Did you
but
sit there talking to it, hoping it would talk to you like
he
other
did.
Ascension items?
I
He did
literally
in
did do
canon.
that.
Excellent.
Oh, is the dagger silvered by any chance, DM?
You can't tell, but it does look. Go ahead and make a.
I mean, I cast identify it,
Yeah, go ahead and make.
and I've seen silvered weapons before.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say it's not silvered.
Okay.
But go ahead and make a history check for me.
9.
9. Okay. That's not enough. You don't
I know
recognize the make of the dagger.
Okay, that's fine. And onward we go, I suppose.
Unless anybody else wants to do anything at the cliff edge.
No, I don't want to do
No.
anything. I want to get away because I just ran all this way for no fucking reason.
Well,
Okay, so you guys start traveling north along the river. As you go, the river kind of seems like it slowly bends. Not very much, but it seems to almost bend to the east as you go. But the river is like 40, 50 feet wide at most places. And there doesn't appear to be any crossings that you've seen yet. You do know this is the southernmost part of the Darklands, so it's not as inhabited as others, so there's probably not going to be as many roads, it's going to be more wild. Oh, sorry.
Bless you.
I'm writing on Iris, by the way,
Okay.
and also offer to share the space with Zil.
Good.
sure. Zilla's tired. That was a shitty swim. Not that she would use that word.
Okay. You do know that there are human and other race settlements in the Darklands that are ruled over by the vampire overlords that rule over the Darklands. The Empire kind of like after the barrier went up, never felt a need to go into the Darklands, so they kind of just left them to their own devices. So they kind of, basically all the citizens of the Empire that were in the Darklands, while they're still technically considered part of the Empire doesn't go there, they don't enforce, they don't police anything, because it's honestly too difficult to fight off the vampires in their own territory.
What?
Not to mention all the other dark things that cropped up during the war that led to the founding of the Inquisition.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys continue for the day. As the evening draws closer, you don't really have sunlight at all, but you do notice that it starts to get darker. The low light that you get during the day begins to dim to almost pitch blackness.
Is that affecting either of us physically?
You guys are probably feeling uneasy and
Zill definitely hates it because
Yeah.
not only this, she can't glow. Like for stealth reasons, she has been not glowing this whole time, and she hates it. It makes her feel icky.
you did also basically live in a temple of sunlight for 18
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, she's getting the sads, guys.
Dion's a little more used to the dark, but his whip. Who? What has Don Bringer said about
Oh yes.
if I asked her to become dark?
She will agree to it, but she's definitely like she just wants to be near you if you turn it off, if her blade is turned off, because she's got
So if
abandonment.
anyone's gonna turn her off, she wants me to do it. Got it.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just going to, like, when it comes time, I'm just going to read her stuff out to you, and everyone's just going to ignore it.
Cool.
Because it's getting annoying typing everything.
lol.
Yeah, no, I figured we should just do that anyway. At this point,
Yeah, having a voice in your head can be really difficult.
unless it's
Looking
something
that
really
way.
important, and then we can go into.
Yeah. So, I'm going to say during this journey, Dawnbringer will actually say a couple things to you.
Okay.
The first one will be like, she doesn't realize that you're outside right now. She thinks you guys are still underground because it's so dark.
Okay.
She's like, I can't wait until we reach the surface and I can see the sun again. It's been so long.
Well, we are at the surface, and there just simply is no sun here.
No sun? How can that be if we're on the
Dion.
surface?
Dion just says out loud in front of everyone. There is a curse from demon kind. How long exactly have you been trapped?
4,000 years about, I think, give or take. It's not like I
Yes,
was counting any.
Yes, around that time, if my education serves, there was out of character real quick, Tim. It was a curse, right?
The cloud is a curse
Yeah.
that happened right
No,
at
what happened around that time? I know the
the Chaos
this
War.
area is just the Darklands.
Yes. The Chaos War ended probably about the time that she was entombed.
Okay.
So she the Chaos War was still happening. And then the war in Eidenville between Sulfira and the Holy Empire started about 300 years after the Chaos War ended. And then about 3,000 years ago is when the curse over the Darklands happened and the founding of the Inquisition.
Okay. About 3,000 years ago. Okay.
I assume you explain all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in
Instead of-
Dion's words, yeah, in Dion's words, he'll reiterate that too. Specifically the 3,000 years ago bit.
So she's gonna be like, "Are we on
He'll fill her
Polara?"
in on the basic.
She's gonna go, "Are we on Polara?"
What?
I remember my tomb being near Netherwraith.
Do I know those words?
You've heard of Polera before. Polera was the
Okay.
continent that was destroyed at the end of the Chaos War.
For the Raven Queen's shenanigans.
When the Raven Queen challenged death and basically took his throne and ascended to being a god.
Hmm. Okay.
So she doesn't know that one of the biggest land masses in the world is destroyed.
It's like waking up from a nap and finding out that
Yeah.
like Australia is gone.
Yeah.
More like
North America doesn't exist.
the Americas don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go.
Shit.
Half the world. Wow. Okay. Polara. It is sunk. Is that what's sunk? Or
Parts of it are.
it is partially sunken. It's not exactly really a place anymore.
What happened?
Bad things.
Is
I
that
explain what you told me.
okay?
My brain is not braining well tonight.
That's
So
okay. So
all the brain you've been
Pollara
risking.
was destroyed, and now huge chunks of it float around the sea in where it used to be.
Effectively, yes.
Huh. So you
Things
assume
have
that is
changed.
probably how their tomb ended up where it did.
Okay.
Is it whatever the chunk of land that her tomb was in flew through, got blown away, and landed in the crevice.
Lol. Whee!
Yeah, basically.
I explain it in a much less excitable way than Zil just was.
Lol.
Yes. So yeah.
And that's your history lesson for today.
She doesn't respond to that, and she just goes quiet.
Were you saying that to us?
No, 6. I was speaking with Dawnbringer, who is in what is effectively a completely new world.
Okay.
Don't you dare sing that song.
Shining, shimmering point of view. Sorry.
So I'm gonna say with Zill's survival check to read the map and navigate you guys,
JK, by the way.
that you guys managed to find a nice little, somewhat covered and semi-defensible position. You have like some large rocks and some trees blocking view.
Excellent.
So you probably feel pretty safe with the evening.
Is this a place where Zill can glow without it shining like a beacon? Because she really doesn't like not glowing.
Yeah. It's not completely obscured, but you feel like you're
Like, if I was under a cloak, I wouldn't be too noticeable.
yeah, basically.
Okay.
Are you like
you guys
noticeably? Sorry, are you like noticeably like perturbed that it's dark?
Stress. I mean, actually, I don't know. 6 doesn't understand that sort of thing. I would have you roll, but I'm not the DM.
you want to insight to see if you can tell she's uncomfortable.
Oh, I wouldn't be like actively looking, so like go off passive, but
What's your passive?
20.
12.
Oh, insight 12.
No, insight.
Gotcha, 12.
Then that does not beat the DC I had in my head. So
Okay, that's fine.
you might notice she's being a little. I don't know. You've only known her since she was in the darkness. Never mind.
Yeah, that would make it a much harder DC, too.
Sorry, dude. Dion would notice. I already know we would.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys sat
Right.
down for the evening. What would you guys like to do?
Zil would like to identify the other objects, including the potion and the mace.
Okay.
20 minutes.
The mace is just a common magic item that it does normal mace damage, and you can turn it on with an action to make it to be lit on fire, and it causes 1d4 extra fire damage.
Flame tongue?
It might be like a flame tongue. It might honestly. I think it's honestly just like a made-up magic item. I think it just deals a d4 extra fire damage. So
Okay. It's like a baby flame tongue, because flame tongue is
is it a d6?
2d6
2d6.
while flaming.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's only a d4 extra.
Okay. A d4 extra. So it's a mace. Also, it's not what I clicked. Okay. Is it a Hellfire mace? No, it is not.
It literally is just like the description is literally just a mace that deals extra fire damage.
That's fine. I'll just go in and make a new edit.
Sounds good.
I already have it in and edited.
Oh, okay, cool. It's yours. Have it. And then the potion?
Black one?
Oily black potion of growth.
The black potion is literally just a potion of slipperiness.
Is anyone good at
Excellent.
throwing things?
I handed it off.
I can throw things accurately.
Good.
I pick up a rock and just throw it at him.
Okay.
Roll a attack 6.
Probably gonna hit. As my AC is down.
What
by
are you down
2.
to? From 18 to 16 now?
Yeah.
Would I be considered proficient with a rock?
I mean, it's just a thrown, simple thrown.
Technically, it's improvised, so
Rocks aren't monk weapons.
no, unfortunately.
Lol. Love it.
Which is exactly why
21.
Dion doesn't want them. He had a bad experience with improvised weapons.
Dion, go ahead and make a dexterity save.
Sweet. It's a save. I'm good at saves. Well, this is the moment when I realize I forgot to pull up my character sheet.
You have +4 to all of
You got +6 to your dex
I
save.
know.
Oh, excuse me.
Alrighty. $25 good enough?
Yeah. So you watch you say that, and you watch 6 reach down and pick up a rock, and as you do, you realize what's about to happen. And he takes it and he just hucks it at you. Like, if you didn't see him pick up that rock and collect your thoughts on what he was doing, you wouldn't have been able to just sidestep out of the way as the rock flies right past you. It would have decked you right square in the chest if you hadn't.
Excellent.
At which Dion would shout, "Sex! That is how you kill people.
With rocks?
Do not." Yes.
Do not attack people without... Don't attack the party. How's
That
that?
could have crushed my skull.
I'm sorry. I was just showing you that I could throw.
Excellent. Next time, aim for something that's not an ally. In fact, every time that you decide to do that, aim for something that's not an ally.
Good catch. Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. Anything else?
Doing our practice of Arcana and
Okay.
stuff.
Okay, so Dion, go ahead and roll your Arcana check
We already
first.
flew. Yeah. Arcana
we
and
already
Abyssal
flew.
if we have time to do both.
Yeah, I'll let you guys divide the time up. How long do you want to spend total?
4 and 4.
Sure. Well, we can't spend 8 hours, really, can we? We have 8 hours of downtime, not including sleeping.
Oh,
No.
well.
You probably
I
have
rolled a
like
massive
4 hours
7 tonight.
total.
I'm tired. Yeah.
Okay. Then just a
Okay.
couple hours each. 2 hours each.
So you just get a regular roll.
Oh.
Okay.
Nope.
You're a little distracted from falling off a waterfall today to be able to focus.
Excellent.
So you make no Arcana advance today.
It's literally the second time wings have saved my life.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Lol.
Okay.
Uncertain.
Now, Zill, go ahead and make a roll to teach Dion Infernal.
What am I rolling?
You do
Just
a intelligence. I guess that would be. Do history.
I mean,
Yeah,
If anything, it would be history, probably.
I think
Yeah,
history.
no, I'm not.
I was thinking performance, but I was like, no.
It doesn't matter. I rolled a nat 2.
Okay. Okay,
Our
so
teacher- our-
Dion, go ahead and roll to see if you learn anything.
So is it history then?
Yeah.
Woohoo! I have a +1 to that.
Same.
5.
Man, you guys are still shaken.
Exhausted.
Here comes like 4 nat 20s from Jorak, I think.
Right?
Okay. Anybody else want to do anything this evening?
Beautiful.
I will meditate before going to bed.
Are you
Self-instruct
meditating inward or outward?
Sideways.
Just don't throw it at party members. Sure.
Yes. Don't meditate
Don't
towards party
meditate towards
members.
somebody else.
No, he put a note for 6. So it says don't throw rocks.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess I'll meditate outwards.
Okay. Okay, let's jump over to Whispers. Okay. So, this evening, when you meditate, the presence, you find it a lot faster. It almost feels like it was waiting for you. And the same vision rolls through your head again. But this time, when you reach the end of the vision, it continues. The voice calls out again. Venture, follow the path. You see a series of locations. A stone bridge made of black marble spanning a multi-mile wide river at the foot of a mountain. But this location, you notice, is full of sunlight. As you stand at the foot of or across the bridge, you look southwest, and you see a bright beam of sunlight shining. So bright that it could only be the destination. You then flash, and you're standing in the middle of a city, a large city, magic fills the air. Massive metal and stone platforms are floating around, buildings reaching up and up as these floating platforms spin around. And then next, you flash again. You're standing next to a thick forest, dense with huge stone arches. One, at the very center of the forest, has a waterfall running off of it, pouring down into the middle of the arch. And then your vision ends.
Okay, let me just recap that because I was typing along as you were saying it. I saw a series of locations. Stone bridge made of black marble, spanning a very wide river at the front of a mountain, or at the foot of a mountain. The area is well lit with sunlight. And standing at the bridge, I look southwest and I see a bright beam of sunlight shining. And when you mean the destination, does that mean the dome destination?
Where it's telling you, whatever this vision is guiding you to, that is where it wants you to go.
Okay. And then next, I was standing in the middle of a city, and just by being there, I could tell it was very magical. Mm-hmm. I noticed massive metal and stone platforms floating, buildings that are reaching incredibly high. Excuse me. Then I snap, and I'm next to a very thick forest. And throughout the forest is just filled with very dense and giant stone arches. Mm-hmm. The one at the center of the forest has a waterfall pouring into sort of the middle of the arch. Mm-hmm. Okay.
To some unknown destination at the bottom in the forest.
Okay, gotcha.
Do you have any other questions?
Keep forgetting how to spell fucking forest. I guess I ask. I guess I don't ask anything. I say, thank you for all this. I'll do what I can to get to this place, but also thank you very much for your guidance. I'm not sure if we would have made it out of that room without you.
The presence lingers, but doesn't say anything.
And then I ask, is there a specific place I need to go to get to where you're guiding me? Am I on the right path?
There's no response.
Okay, then yeah, I guess I say thank you again and sort of snap out of it.
Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and head back over to the group.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello, we're back. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I found the perfect picture.
Okay, so anything else you guys want to do before you settle down for the evening?
No, I don't think so.
Zill says, it was really nice getting to stretch my wings, but good heavens, I hope that never happens again. She is exhausted. She actually looks exhausted.
Yeah, Dion's pretty done for the day too.
Okay.
He just uses Iris as a pillow.
Oh. Zill covers herself up completely with Dion's giant cloak and just lets herself glow, and it's amazing, and she feels so much better.
Iris looks at the cloak and sniffs it.
Okay.
Zill Zill reaches out one hand and scritches. One glowing hand comes up to scritch.
So everybody sees Zill's hand poke out and scratch Iris.
Just a glowing hand poke
like
out of a
one
cloak and
glowing
scratch
hand.
Iris.
Roll initiative.
Actually, Zill would she would ask Dion if she can hold Dawnbringer for a little bit.
Dawn, would you care if she held you?
Are you going to
She
be
says,
close?
fuck off, Zill.
I'm sleeping right next to
okay.
Dion, so yes, I'll be right here, right next to him.
You can't hear her, but yes.
I mean, she can
she'll be
she
right
can reach
there.
out and touch and hear
Non-consensual touches.
her. I mean,
Bitch, you better stop
Whatever.
talking to my man.
lol. Hey, you don't know shit. If she consents, Zill will take her under the cloak and tell her that she can glow as bright daylight as she wants.
Okay.
And just lay under the cloak, cuddling her metaphorical son, S-O-N, or S-U-N, not S-O-N. And Zill will sleep in whatever daylight she can get.
Okay. So you're going to fall asleep with Dawnbringer.
Mhm.
Full glow.
Mhm.
Okay.
Under a cloak.
Okay.
We can tell that you're glowing in there, right?
Yes, you guys can tell.
Yep.
It's definitely
Yeah.
muffled, but you can tell that it's glowing.
Dion.
Mhm. His eyes are closed, but he's like, yes.
Just a
Don't
second,
you
guys.
typically want darkness when you sleep?
Just a second, guys.
The light doesn't bother me anyway.
What about cold?
Only when I don't have my cloak. But it's fine. It is warm enough.
You say curled up to a giant space heater known as Iris.
Yes. She is radiating heat.
Haha.
Six, did you ask that would Zill have heard you ask that?
Well, I just see you under a cloak glowing, going to sleep.
Mm. Zill would not respond. She just wants to sleep.
I'm sorry, I found a piece of the internet.
Zill glows naturally. She's used to the light.
Okay. So, what are watches this evening?
Sounds like the standard because Dion's just like, pfft.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Dion and Zill are sleeping first. Six and Jorek are first watch.
Yep.
Okay. So one of you guys go ahead and make a perception check with advantage.
One of us or both of us?
One of you.
I will let.
I will roll it.
Yeah, I'll let you do it because I only got a +3.
Yeah. How the fuck did that happen?
Probably should have rolled it.
Wow.
Have we rolled over like a 5 tonight?
Nope.
You guys
Well-
haven't.
only
Only
our
to
contest-
attack Dion. That's the only
Yeah.
roll.
Only friendly fire.
Yep.
Okay,
Hey, I
Six
got my
bred to
really good
attack.
survival check earlier.
you did. Okay, so your watch goes by. There's lots of unfamiliar noises in this forest.
Oh, Eritan is always keeping watch, by the way.
There's a lot of unfamiliar sounds. So you're a little uneasy and you're kind of distracted listening to the noises. And Jorak, with your new information, and Six probably looking at Cricket's bottle, you don't really pay as much attention as you normally do. Because you guys are both lost in thought. Okay. When we shift watch, and Zill and Dion wake up, and Jorak and Six rest.
Yep.
Before we roll, I'm gonna take 6 to whispers.
Ooh.
Oh.
You better do the thing.
Okay.
Okay, what do you want?
So this evening,
Why are you talking so loud?
because I want to, because no one else can hear us here.
No,
Other
I
than-
told
other
them
than
I was
people-
going to whisper at you when I came in.
Yeah, I know.
Sure.
I got it. I got the joke. No, this evening when you fall asleep or power down, you sort of feel like what you would call what you remember something. You remember a night where you and 3 other Warforged, one with the plate 6604, one with a 6605, and one with a 6607. You remember sneaking into the city. The city you remember by the name of Haven. And you remember that you were sent here to do something. And that whatever it was not very pleasant. You remember walking down the streets, and when you reach a crossroad, you and your 3 Warforged, who you recall very fondly as as friends and ones close to you, you each turn to each other and say farewell. Knowing that this mission that you were sent on will most likely be your last.
This is when I'm, like, sleeping,
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote.
This is in power down mode.
Okay.
Is there anything you wish
So
to
it's-
try to reach out for and try to remember while you're in this mode?
Oh, like in my memory?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would want to know what we were doing or why we were doing something. Because I have no, like, recollection of what I was, right? Yet.
At the moment, no.
Okay. Yeah, I would want to know what is going on. Like, why are we here? What are we doing?
Go ahead and make a make an insight check for me.
Insight check. Oh, there's a good roll.
21. Okay. So
Oh, wait, that's... Sorry, insight is +2. That was history. 19.
okay, so it'd be 19. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you focus, you remember your training that you learned from the monks on how to focus your ki and guide yourself and meditate and center yourself. And you use that to delve deeper into this memory. And you remember the man who gave you the memory. You don't remember his name. You just remember his face. He's a man in his 40s, wearing a clean-cut black outfit. And you remember he always wore white gloves. You were always, like, what you can remember of him, you always remember that he was a very terrifying person. When you think about him, you think of the emotions that spring up are dread and a hint of fear hidden underneath. But you remember his words to you as he hands you a piece of paper. And says, your mission is to murder the Thassus family.
Who? Thassus?
Thassus. Thassis.
I'm gonna put this here so that they can't see it. All right,
Okay.
Thassus.
Okay. And you remember glancing at the paper and reading it. The paper is what appears to be a contract from a Sulfuran lord targeting the Thassus family. And it's stamped with a Sulfuran seal.
Sulfuran? Like this? Oh, that's that other group, right?
That is the empire that Haven is at war with.
No, go to the bathroom. Should have thought
I don't
about
have
that
to go to
before
the
you
bathroom.
listen. Go to the bathroom. Now.
I don't have to go.
So, Gavin's being not listening very well.
Okay, well, this is a lot.
Yes. Well, you rolled really well on delving deep.
Yeah. So okay, what was the description of the guy? Can you just type it up so I don't? Because I have to go here in a few minutes.
Okay.
I'm not gonna remember it.
Yeah. I will type it to you in the message here.
Okay. Yeah. We just do it during the break.
Oh, why is it not working? Black clean cut outfit and white gloves. Okay. So there's that. And then, so why don't we jump back over? Did you want any other information?
Do I have an idea of what time period this was? Because, I mean, obviously this guy's not alive anymore. This was like
Yeah.
thousands of years ago, we said.
You don't recall his name. You don't recall when it was. That is information that has eluded you because nothing.
There's no like hints of what time period this is.
There's no hints of.
Not that I would remember anyway.
Yeah. You just remember that each of your fellows, Warforged, had all been given different mission from this man. They each were given a paper and they each were given a target.
And they were all just as dangerous. Do I know if I succeeded at this mission?
No, you don't.
Okay.
The memory stops at the point where you guys part ways.
Okay.
Is that your alarm to have to leave?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's jump back over to the gameplay. That's probably as much information as you're going to get from this dream.
Okay, that's fine. That's more than enough.
Okay. So let's jump back and then we'll get you ready to go.
I've chatted with him several times on Twitter. It's been a while.
We're back, guys.
Okay, hi back. I'm Bruno.
Wow, guys.
So you guys had a good campaign over there.
I know.
Yeah, and I gotta go, so you'll hear about later.
Classic.
So yeah, no, he's got to go run and get his kid, and then we will return.
All
right.
Bye.
Dramatic pause.
Sweet.
I'm back too.
I mean, I'm practically a vampire already without the powers.
Well,
Okay,
do
cool.
you drink people's blood?
And the blood sucking,
Oh.
Okay, so we have all officially returned. Yay!
More of a blood
Yay,
slurping.
we're here.
Hello.
I usually
All
pick
right.
the little cakes and eat them.
Mm,
I did not see the thing that you were telling me about.
Okay, so
Don't worry about it.
6, all that
Wow.
happened in your sleep, and everybody else is on watch right now. So let's have Dion and Zill roll for the watch. Who wants to
Oh,
roll?
Okay.
that's right. I'll make Dion do it.
Okay, sorry. I just discovered a muted channel had a lot of new things in it.
Oh, yeah. Like the helicopter dick and stuff. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that.
Oh, you went to NSW.
I was told there was a thing, and so I couldn't find the thing, so I was just looking at all the channels.
I'm sorry, the pizza one is hilarious.
There's more than one.
The pizza one I sent the other day.
There's a lot of things that I haven't seen yet. The breaking the egg is
So-
hilarious.
Yeah, that's the last one I saw. Oh.
Whoa.
Ow. Thank you for destroying your mic. I can't
I could have
stop
muted
watching
it, but I
the
took a
egg.
hammer to it instead. Anyway, what am I'm rolling perception?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny, we all just went, oh.
Oh,
That just escalated.
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 Oh, that was expert.
Am I rolling with advantage because there's two of us, or no?
Yeah, you get advantage. Good.
No, don't worry. It's gonna be worse. Or not.
hey.
Okay. Cool.
Venti.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
So,
the house is burning down. Excellent.
hey, 6. Do you show any signs of anything during the night?
Yeah. So those of you who are awake, you hear me just like muttering stuff.
6604, 6605, 6607.
God damn it! Sorry.
Beep beep.
Somebody set a fire in this house.
Apparently.
Oh my god.
Only when he unmutes his mic does it go off.
Exactly.
Turn on a fan
Kid is,
and open
kid
the
is cooking
windows.
pizza. House seems to be burning down. Classic child's play.
Lol.
I need to leave this channel.
Is it making you uncomfortable?
I'm too innocent for this channel.
Okay, is it safe?
I don't know. Is it safe?
It escalated, didn't it? Dude?
I'm just unmuting it to make sure. Okay. So, you guys hear me just muttering like words, like 6604, 6605, 6607, Haven, Thassus, Sulfurian,
Fascist.
Murder, Man in Black, Man in Black, Man in Black. No,
So,
no.
Sorry.
so
He's
would
just getting
wake-
louder. He's just saying no.
Zil would definitely wake him up with the enchant.
When you wake him up,
Yeah.
his eyes are red, and he's like in a ready stance, like he's
Gonna.
preparing to defend himself.
6, are you okay?
I don't know. I had a hallucination.
A dream?
Yes, that.
What did you dream about? You were saying some numbers.
I think they were my friends. I felt close to them.
Am
And
I
I've
awake for
I've
this?
remembered the number 6604 before.
Jurak, go ahead and roll a perception check with disadvantage because you're asleep. Sorry, I'm just seeing if he wakes up.
Okay.
I'm gonna say with how Joraki probably woke up while he was starting to holler at the end.
Okay.
Okay. Continue.
Sorry, what was I saying? Oh,
You
The-
were
We're
saying
talking about 6604.
6604, I remembered him before, but now I saw him. He was a Warforged. All of them were. We were friends.
he's,
I don't know who this man was, but he was wearing. He had black on with white gloves.
Zill freezes
And
and pulls out her sketchbook and the one loose page in her, two loose pages in her sketchbook.
can I have people roll insight?
Okay. I rolled the perfect number.
It's a good number.
I rolled a
Sure.
16.
Jesus Christ. Jorak and Dion, just based on your time with Six, you can tell that when he's talking about this guy, this is the first time he's shown any signs of fear. Or emotion.
Tell me about the man in black.
Zill during this, Zill has grabbed her sketchbook and pulled out 2 pages. And she flips to actually several pages, several loose pages that aren't actually part of the sketchbook, and flips to one and holds it up, and there is a image of 9 people total, including one of them being a man in black with white gloves.
Six.
Is he
This
like
is the man.
mid-40s? Black clean
Yep.
cut?
This is the
Yeah.
man 6 from your vision.
I like step back.
Okay.
Who is that?
Well, I guess it's time I told you all. Okay. Give me a second. I have to pull up the fucking document.
While she's doing that, could you reiterate what you said in your sleep?
So I said the numbers 6604, 6605, 6607, Haven, Thasis family, Thasis, Sulfurian.
I'm going to need all 3 of you to roll an insight check as well.
Does Zill know that name?
Zill
I'm
would
pretty
know
sure
the name. Zill would know
Zill
the name.
knows the name.
You said
Because
insight?
I know the name.
Zill knows the name.
Yeah, I got a natural 20.
Did
I
it roll
got
for
it.
That
me?
means 6.
Lol. Zill got a 24. She can read Dion like a goddamn book.
Yeah.
Did it work for me? I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, you rolled a 6.
Okay, on my screen it's showing that I rolled that, and then it's also showing point on D20. So I didn't know if it worked or not.
I see 2 6s.
Yeah.
So yeah, Zill, are those 6s and Jorak's rolls? Those are for both for reading
No,
Dion.
both
Yeah.
rolled 6.
Insight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was the insight.
So you guys have no idea. Zill, you definitely see Dion tense up when he
The
says
famous
Thassus.
Okay. Zill, are we still sitting, or like how are we?
Especially
I'm like ready
after
to fight. I'm like standing like in a ready stance. Just
Okay. Zill would have
especially
been
when you
standing
pulled up
too.
that picture.
given his body language and what he says about the man in black, he is very uncomfortable when the
Okay.
name Thassus is said.
I'm just
Everyone-
like trying to get Six to like sit down. Like Six, like sit down. Like look around. There's like no one here is gonna try and hurt you. It's okay. You just had a bad drink.
Zill goes and sits, and
I do not like
gestures.
dreams.
Gestures for everyone to come sit.
Every
And
dream I have had has been bad.
Dreams can be good. Have you ever had a dream about cricket?
Have I?
You've thought about cricket in your sleep before, probably.
Okay. I have thought of her, but this was different.
please, everyone, come sit. I have something I
Oh,
need to tell them.
Dion, I don't know if you got. I also said murder.
Murder.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said Sulfurian.
Mm-hmm.
Sulfurin. Yeah.
This is an empire.
Yeah, whatever it is. And then I started talking about the Man in Black.
DM.
Yes.
I don't remember. This is the problem with having out of character information. I don't remember. Does Dill know about the thing that happened? I can't say it out loud. Hop into.
Let's jump over to
Whispers.
Whispers.
Does Zill know about the? Zill would know about the huge assassination that wiped out most of. Was it Haven? Thousands of years ago.
That was that was what started the Sulfuran War.
Right.
So that was
it's
like
relatively
3,700 years ago.
Right. And Thassus is one of the founding families of the Inquisition, right?
Yes.
Okay. Does Zill know about the mass slaughter that the Sulfurans pulled off in Haven? I don't remember if I know that in character.
Give me a history check. I'm gonna say you probably have heard a modified version of it, at least. Okay. The Devils from the North type thing. But
16.
16. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you would know that there was an assassination.
Mm-hmm.
And on the night that the assassination happened, every noble house and every church and head of church was targeted. There was like 300 plus targets that were all hit in one night.
And does Zill get the thought that what is going on with Six right now might be connected to that? Because that's what Cassie is thinking.
Give me an insight.
I need a level up so I can get my more insight. 14.
14. No. Because from your information, Cricket said Six had been asleep for about 1,000 years.
Okay.
But she couldn't give him an exact amount. She said at least 1,000. This was 3,700 years ago when this assassination happened. So you
wouldn't make
a connection between these.
Okay. That's what I needed. All right, we can go back.
Okay.
Invite as well.
There was
Okay,
like
we're
a
back.
general invite. You never said.
When was this?
Last week.
Well, it
2
was the
weeks
week
ago?
before that. I think that you invited
Yeah.
him.
It was Wednesday.
no
It was 2
memory.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw it.
You were like in chat actively when we were talking about
Was
it.
I? Where the
Yeah.
fuck was I? What is happening to me?
Dropped.
Mm.
Hi guys.
Anyways,
Okay.
But we
We're
were
back.
like, if you want to join,
I
and Six
missed it.
joined, and then you
Hi.
were like, nah, I'm too cool for that. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
So, as you guys are all chatting, Zil goes and sits down and says, "Guys, I need you to come sit down. I have something important to say."
It's 33 inches long.
36. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry.
Do you
DM,
guys
is
come
this
sit?
gonna fuck up my long rest? Just
You guys will probably sleep long enough to do your long rest.
okay. I was just making sure.
Speaking of which, I should do that on my. So we all sit down.
I'm not sitting. But I'm standing nearby.
Dion, you remember the day we first met?
Of course.
Roll insight.
You
Sorry,
can roll inside all you want, man.
I couldn't help myself going.
Yes, of course I do.
That morning before I met you, I had a vision. I've had visions my whole life, but that one was easily the most important I've had.
Hmm.
I found myself standing in a field, noon sun above me. As I watched, darkness began to close in on the horizon, vanished into darkness. I remember turning around and seeing a group of people. And at this point, she will pull out one of the pages, and it is a drawing of the group of people. And I will pass it around, handing it to Dion first. The image is the man in the very center is mostly an outline with bright light coming off of him. You can see that he has unkempt, messy hair and flaming wings. Next to him is a young ranger with wanderlust in his eyes. A man bound in chains with a ring held out in front of him as if it would shield him. A huge man of gray complexion wielding a brown and green war pick. A man of metal, stoic and determined. And a huge wall of indistinct people behind, each bearing the symbol of the Inquisition. That's what the image. It's a very detailed drawing.
6.
And above them.
Just something that I want to add for 6. With your perception, you see the gentleman with the ring in the picture. The ring is the ring that is on Zill's finger right now.
There would actually be a sketch of the ring itself. If during the vision she had seen the details, she would have tried to draw it specifically. So yeah. And above all of these people, you see basically a representation of a bright, glowing outline of a person and angels, little, at that point, practically stick figures with wings flying around the sky.
But there's hundreds of them.
But hundreds, yeah, just like the entire sky is full of them. And as she passes this around, and she said, "In my vision, I knew all of you and more." And she looks back to Dion. That's why when I came downstairs and saw you, I knew that Paylor wanted me to come with you.
Thought it was just a. Thought it was just a light, honestly.
It's my second pointer, but
Well, Dion just kind of stares at the picture.
Zill pulls out another one.
Is the
Stunning.
picture us? Like
Yes.
exactly us, or is it?
It's a pretty good representation of you guys, and it looks like all of you. 6, you do see Cricket in the background. One of the other characters is Cricket.
You drew this before we met.
I did.
Like 2-3 months ago?
Yes.
How is that possible?
It was a vision. It showed me things that hadn't happened yet. Meeting each of you. That is why. And she looks at Dion as she says this. That is why I knew they were to join us when we met them in Green Tree. And standing across from all of us, I saw these. And I hand over another picture and pass it around. And you see...
Dion definitely grabs it right away.
You see a host of people. A large humanoid wolf. An elegant-looking woman. Stark white and pale as a ghost. 2 drow who appear to be kin, one wielding a sword and one wielding a staff. A black winged figure clad in black plate, wielding a wicked battle axe. Standing behind them is a large robed figure, being flanked by 2 humanoids of indistinct race, each wielding a curved blade. And then off to the side, sort of separate from the group, there's a man in his 40s, wearing a clean-cut black outfit, pair of white gloves, and his eyes are hidden in shadow. 9 people in all.
Did you say that Romida's on there?
Yeah, I said large humanoid.
It's Romida.
It's,
Yeah,
of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
I take
But
it
yeah,
you got
she
a
just
sense
says-
that these are all allies.
Say again?
I take it you had a sense that these are all allies of each other, not ourselves.
The first page is allies. This one, they were standing, leading the darkness to us.
That's what I meant, but...
Yes. And they all stood side by side with each other.
DM,
Yes.
do I see the symbol of House Thassus?
Only in your allies.
In the Inquisition section,
Mhm.
or
Okay.
the background.
Okay.
You don't see Thassus anywhere on the enemy side.
Okay. Good. I was a little nervous about that.
And I feel I should have shared this with you earlier, but I didn't remember it until he mentioned it. I mean, I remember the vision. I had forgotten. I don't know. It's weird. But when you mentioned the man with the man in black wearing the white gloves, this is him.
Does he look like a human?
Oh, he's very much human.
This is not possible. He cannot be alive.
How? What do you mean?
My vision was not a vision, it was a memory from before I was incapacitated. Cricket said that happened thousands of years ago.
Still just looks uneasy and looks over at Dion.
Yeah, and while Zorak is looking at the picture, he says, Zil, you said this is me?
Yeah, this one here. And she points at the one wielding the war pick.
This is seemingly very familiar to the war pick that I mentioned in my first vision. This one is brown and green, but the one that I've seen is brown with black.
Do I remember in my vision colors? I mean, I know that she mostly did it as a charcoal sketch, so a lot of color isn't visible. But
Oh, gotcha.
Then retcon the
So I
shit
guess-
out of that.
I guess you would have asked. So I guess you would recognize it. You would recognize it, but you can
I
tell
remember
that.
it being brown and green.
Yes, but Jorak would see it and he would recognize it, but he would realize that probably the way that you were drawing it, you didn't draw the green veins dark enough to be black. The
Mhm.
black that he saw.
Yeah, it's
So
definitely multi-tone.
So I think that might be why he would question it.
That's fair.
So yeah, I guess I say something to the tune of like I've never. The only place I've ever seen this is in my visions. I've never wielded such a weapon. I don't know. I'm not sure what to think.
Well, if any of these, assuming these are all at least as big of a threat as Remeta was, we are in for a long and arduous fight.
This one, I point at the lady, pale lady. I think this is the vampire queen.
That seems a logical assumption.
I
I
don't
pointed-
know about the others.
I pointed at the man in black. I was like, he is bad. He, in my vision, was giving us assignments.
Ringleader.
Sorry, what?
The ringleader is what she says.
Zil, when you remember your vision, he was
Mhm.
not the leader.
No, the guy in the back in the giant cloak.
The one flanked by the two humanoids that you didn't recognize are the one that was in the center between them. He was the ringleader. This guy, you honestly felt looked just like
Like a bystander.
maybe.
I of course express this to the group as we're talking.
He didn't seem like he was in charge in the vision.
Okay.
But he didn't look like he wasn't not in charge. But like he gave you the vibe that he wasn't the leader.
Okay.
If they're all a group together. But you don't have that information. You don't know.
Okay.
You've only seen them in a single image together. These people could not be related at all. They could all just eventually be enemies you have to face to defeat the darkness. Or people who have brought the darkness from the past that have led to this stuff.
They may
And-
not be allies of each other, but they're all allies of the dark.
Because the way that you know visions work, because you've been
Mhm.
having them your whole life, not every person in every vision is someone that you will meet or someone that directly affected what's going on. It's something. It could be something that's happened in the past. Like, so he could be someone from the past who affected the darkness in a way that allowed the darkness to have an advantage. And you could just be seeing the whole picture versus just the pieces.
Okay, I got.
And that's
get it.
how you grasp the vision's work.
And I, of course, mentioned this to everybody.
Well, I'll keep it in mind, but I don't know really what we can do with this at the moment.
This is all starting to seem a lot bigger than what I initially signed on for.
Isn't that the way of life?
I would tell you can turn back, but honestly, it's probably as dangerous to head her back on our own as it is to continue on with us.
What the hell? Hold on, sorry, my door just got knocked on. My dog just got
I
knocked
thought
on.
that was him.
I legit thought that was him too.
Why are you barking? What just happened?
You could leave, but
He just turned into a dog.
He's the werewolf. Kill him!
Dramatic turn of events. Jorak
He's a-
was the werewolf.
Jork secretly got bit during the fight.
He never
Were
even attacked
Chihuahua?
him. He just snuck in and got a little nibble. It was one of the ones on the outside that bit him.
The-
I just didn't see it.
if he's a
Sexually
weird
transmitted.
chihuahua and I lift him up, is he gonna pee all over me?
Yes.
No, Jorak's too thick. He'd be more like a pug.
A corgi, because
Yep.
the short legs.
Corgi.
There you go.
Where?
All right. I guess this is the moment when we all have to declare what dogs our characters would be if they were dogs.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Zill would be a golden husky, obviously.
I have to find one for Dion.
I think Dion would be a retriever of some kind.
He might be a Doberman.
Or a shepherd. I like German Shepherd for Dion.
Yeah, I could see German
Yeah, I
Shepherd.
can see that.
Oh wow. I've never seen one like that before. Is
Sorry, I'm back.
that-
There was nobody there.
A
That was
golden
weird.
husky?
Yeah, I've
Six
never
would- I
seen a
think
golden
six
husky
would
before.
be a boxer.
That's really cool looking. I mean, if I could be any dog, it would be.
Okay,
picture.
so I
Okay.
found this image. Right?
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure it's holding some sort of like bad dragon. Though.
Yeah, that looks like something along those lines. That's definitely an adult toy that dog has.
Dogs like to chew on them because they're made out of the same
They're
materials
chew
that dog
toy,
toys are.
basically.
Yeah.
No,
I've
I
heard-
know what.
What Dion wishes he was.
Oh, I was literally just gonna post a picture. I was gonna
I'm
post
sorry.
this picture. I already had
I'm-
it copied.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have a better one, and it's this one. But you just posted it.
Okay.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Okay, let's get back to the game now, guys.
You barked at us.
My dog barked because the door knocked, and then I went
No,
open. Nobody.
It's canon. You barked at us.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So serious moment.
Serious.
Okay.
Back to game here. So Zill just kind of sits in silence, looking over the pictures, and hands one to Dion specifically. That is, she doesn't pass around to everybody.
Who's
Hey.
the fastest that I'm seeing?
Hold on just a second, Dion. Zill, go ahead and roll an insight for me. I just want to see if there's, if from this information that you've had recently, if you can make a connection. 18? Okay.
18.
So the connection that you make is maybe this man is the one that led Six to you guys. Because obviously this man is a person from Six's past that was obviously not a nice person. But because of that, Six went inoperable for however many thousand years and woke up being found by Cricket. And that has brought Six to you guys. So maybe that's why he was in your vision.
Okay, I would explain that to everybody. That train of thought.
Because it doesn't make sense that this human would be in Six's memories and still be in your vision, because humans live maybe 100 years.
When you relay that he's probably dead, Six calms down and sits.
Okay.
But he still looks like, I guess, upset. As upset as I could.
Okay. So you asked about the Thassus.
Mm-hmm.
You see your mother and a bunch of other people bearing the symbol of Thassus, who you recognize to be cousins and other family members of the Thassus family in the Inquisition ranks.
Okay.
Do I know what that symbol is?
Yes, you would know the Thassus symbol because you saw it on the piece of paper in your vision.
I don't think Zill actually knows who my mother is yet.
She doesn't, but she knows the House Thassus is one of the four founding families of the Inquisition,
Mm-hmm.
and that they are very prominent in Haven.
I assume Jorak doesn't know any of this.
Go ahead and make a history check, Jorak.
Dion whispers in Zill's ear.
You do. You know that Thassus is a noble house that lives in Haven that was one of the founding members of the Inquisition.
Okay.
So you're whispering in Zill's ear?
Mm-hmm.
Are we hopping into whispers, or were you just typing
Nah.
it at me?
3-way.
Okay. Zill's eyebrows shoot up, but she doesn't say anything. And I assume you read the other messages that I sent you.
So. Okay. Anything else, guys?
And you drew this before.
Yeah.
Do I recognize anybody in the ranks of the pictures?
Yourself?
Yeah, other than me.
Yes. I'm going to say you do, Jorak. There was a couple Inquisitors that have come across your path in the past that you've, either when you were serving in the just normal army or after you joined the Inquisition. But there's faces that you recognize in the crowd.
Okay.
Maybe not introduced to them, but you recall their faces.
I say that to the party. I say I don't think I know the names of these people, but I've definitely crossed their path.
A couple of the ones he points at, Dion,
Mm-hmm.
are Leonidas and their twin.
Leona and Leonidas.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, where he points at them on our side, right?
Yep.
I pointed at the symbol, the Thassus family symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone recognize that?
Yeah, that's a pretty recognizable symbol.
Yes, I am half Thassus.
It's a family name. Six.
Then I must not have succeeded.
In
Zill
what?
looks at him.
And I just go quiet.
Six. This is important. What did you not succeed in your past?
Do you have a problem with the House Thasses?
The man in black. He gave me a contract too.
6. What you do
I
recall,
want to stay
though,
quiet.
you do recall that there was no disobeying this person. If he told you to do something, you did it.
Yeah.
Now does Zill make the connection that I tried to make earlier?
You could ballpark it.
Okay, she ballparks it. She doesn't say it out loud, though.
I was sent to kill this family by the man in black.
Well, are you still under his directive?
I do not believe so.
Well,
He
I
would
am
be
part
long
Thassus, so
dead.
do you feel any urge to kill me?
Do I?
Hi, am I back?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're here.
Huh?
Okay. Sorry, my internet went boink 3 times in a row.
Hold
I'm
on.
back, I'm sorry.
Six is about to kill Dion. Hold on.
Okay. Wait, no.
I do not think I would have waited this long if I had that inclination.
Yes, but you just found out.
Cough, cough, sleeper agent.
Do I feel any inclination to kill him?
You don't.
I have no desire to kill you, and no need.
Do I think he's lying?
Roll an insight.
Inside check.
I still think you should have to roll an insight for the first day we met.
Oh,
Me?
you mean
Wait,
for
who?
the other
Oh.
thing?
Yeah, for when Dion
22.
first
Dion's
met.
paying a lot of attention right now.
6 has shown no, besides throwing the rock at you, which you know was harmless.
Yeah.
He's shown no means of trying
Had
to kill
plenty
you.
of.
There has been plenty of
Good.
opportunities.
Tons
Oh
of
yeah. No, it was more of now that he knows. Do I feel like there's any?
No, the level of fear that 6 has towards that man has altered. Like, you can tell that he's more afraid of that man than anything. That was what. That's the only thing that really has changed in the way 6 behaves right now. Was his direct fear of that man.
Would you like me to leave?
Not if you don't feel the need to kill me.
Cricket would not like it.
Remember that.
And I think Zill might be upset as well.
Yes, I wouldn't like it either. Most
Zill
days.
is just staring at the sketches in her sketchbook.
So I see Mom and I see Leona and I see Leonidas in that picture.
You see basically your whole family,
Even Daddykins?
even Dad.
But
And
I'm
you
at
recognize him now, Zill.
Now that, yeah.
Now that you've met him. But there's so many people in the sketch.
Yeah.
Eventually, the detail of the people in the background would drop off
Mhm.
pretty distinct.
Yeah, but all the people in the forefront appear to be people close to you guys.
Did you say anybody else? Oh, so it's basically my entire family. Okay.
Your entire family. There's
Any of the ones that are not with us? Just out of curiosity.
like
For example, is Orania there?
no. Any of your dead family is dead, and they're not in that picture. They're not in the image.
Okay.
This is all people that are alive,
No.
far as we
Well,
know.
two of them
Everyone
have
that I
died since.
recognize are alive. Well,
And I point towards
at the time of
ranger.
drawing.
Yes, I point towards the ranger and the man with the ring.
Oh,
These
yeah,
two are dead.
six and Jorek would recognize him as Milo, the ranger.
As the one
Oh,
deadified.
They never. They don't. I
Brutally
don't think
murdered.
Oh yeah, he was kind of mauled. I guess you
Yeah,
wouldn't
he
have been.
was a mush.
he was mushed.
Yeah, that's true. Never mind.
These two, unless Zill was about to share.
Yeah, Zill basically says these two. We've met them, but they're dead now. And she probably wouldn't bring up the fact that Milo is the one that they found, just because it's a painful thing she doesn't want to think about.
Would we recognize like his clothes or something?
I mean, he would have been
I mean,
wearing
maybe
his
not his
dragon scale.
face. Yeah, he would.
I mean, at that comment, it's kind of process of elimination.
Yeah.
Probably could surmise that one of them was that person.
Anyways,
Okay. Well, it's good to see we have a lot of people on our side, and only apparently 8 obstacles.
8 remaining, it would seem.
Yes.
the man in black cannot be alive.
Do I recognize any of those drow?
No.
Specifically the one with the staff?
Nope.
Damn. Thought we might have accidentally killed him.
Dion, read your thoughts. You know Drow.
No, just the... We
I-
saw
The one we killed.
How did you... Wait a minute.
Well, anyway.
So,
Eventful
I
morning.
guess you can take your rest now, and we will keep watch.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, Jorek goes back to sleep.
And you can do...
Have I had enough rest?
You're gonna need more. Technically.
whatever it is you do, he says to Six.
He's reluctant to go back to sleep or shut down, whatever. I'm just gonna kind of sit over like against a tree and act like I shut down, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
Dion's just gonna rub his temples.
Thought you were about to say something else.
And then whip out his thinking balls.
His stress balls.
Yeah.
Gonna fondle his stress ball.
So, Dion, if you wanted to share pictures of your family, Zil just shared all the pictures, so everyone can see your whole family. Your little sister was not in the drawing, though.
Oh.
Zoe? Excuse me, I don't know the name. I do know the name.
Yeah,
Nobody
you do.
else knows the name.
Well, do I get any kind of feeling about that? Other than what I would have on my own, basically?
You can't really get too much of a feeling because it's just a drawing
Right.
of a vision someone else had. So
Yeah, I know. I was just... Did I have one? I was like, nope, okay.
You probably, like, when you started to recognize your family, you probably scanned it for her, and then you didn't see her, and you're like, why isn't she here? Kind of thing, maybe.
I'll mention it to Zil.
Mm-hmm.
So... Zoe's not there.
Zil thinks back to the vision. I don't
Did you...
think I left anyone out.
I feel like this is all of our allies.
Zil just kind of quietly look picture. I don't know why.
I have a strong feeling that this is all of our allies. I do not like the fact that she's not there.
I'm sorry. She doesn't
Could
know
be
what
wrong.
to say.
I could be wrong. Dion just kind of quietly keeps watch now. Unless she interacts.
She would sit next to you, looking at the picture she's drawn since then in her notebook.
Actually, I do have one question.
Yeah.
Don,
Yes,
can you see what's on parchment?
I can.
Do any of these faces ring a bell, so to speak?
On the
Let
good guys or
me-
bad guys?
Do any of these faces
Oh,
beyond our current companions?
Trying to think who she would have come in contact with, if anyone.
someone just breathing into their mic over there.
That was probably me, sorry.
It's
I had a bottle in my mouth.
Okay.
BB.
She's going to. So you'll hold her out so she can look at the drawing, and she'll look around at it.
It'll be really awkward too. Like I'm not sure how to hold her. Like I
I was just wondering.
like I hold her up like looped, and then I like stretch her out, and then like kind of like horseshoe her.
She's like, "You can hold me still."
Where do you? Okay. Where do you see
Okay.
from?
I
I
kind
point
of,
at like a flashlight at the hilt.
I kind of just see. As long as I have line of sight to any point on my.
Do you get dizzy?
I do not actually. That's interesting.
That's good.
I've heard of this dizzy feeling before, but I've never experienced it.
I wish I could say the same. It's one of my least favorite sensations.
She's gonna look down and go, "That pale woman there. I believe I have met her before.
So we believe she is the matron of the vampires.
She was definitely a vampire last time I met her. If that is the same person I am thinking of.
Diana exchanges glances with Zill.
Her name. I think it was Alanda.
Is that what's in the letter?
I'm looking
Dion
for the letter.
pulls the letter. I believe Dion has it at the moment.
I think it's at the top.
Somebody put it in their notes.
Yeah, it's
on
in
their character
notes.
sheets.
But I mean,
It should. I think it's pinned to the notes channel.
Elanda.
Yeah.
Elanda. Elanda has ordered her vampire legions to harry the north while she is off with the Legion of Dusk in search of the immortal sun.
I don't recall this Legion of the Dusk. But I do know that she was a vampire.
what about the names Vivian and Ledox? Ledox? Ledo. I'm not
Ledox.
sure. Ledox. Sorry, I don't. It's hard to pronounce things that are just.
I don't recall that.
Still points at the drow siblings or kin. Do you think
Possibly.
that's these two?
Possibly, but I wouldn't like to assume just because they're of similar nature that they would be grouped together.
Well, they're from Sophia. How much do we know of the races?
Oh,
that
they
make up
are.
Sophia?
The
Well,
race
I'm
of
assuming they
Sulfira, from what you know, it's pretty much a melting pot. But it's like kind of like how Haven is really heavy Azamar, Sulfira is very heavy Tiefling.
And this one, do you think the Lord Stewart would be Dagmar this one? And she points at the one... Oh god, I gotta read my own notes now. Damn it. Let's see. There was one with wings, clad in black paint and wielding a wicked black axe. That one could be Dagmar.
A steward.
And I think that their lord that they talk about, and I pointed the one huge robed figure in the middle, in the back.
That would make sense.
I mean, we don't even know that they're all connected. We know that Ramita and Alanda are.
When you say the name Dagmar, Dawnbringer reacts. I've heard that name before. I believe... I don't think it's the same person, because I believe that Dagmar was actually a member of the Thassus household. When I knew that. The one I knew.
So, question. The black-winged figure, are they feathered wings or bat wings?
They are feathered.
Mm-hmm.
What is the base race of the Dagmar? Or excuse me, of the Thassus. Are they human? Elven?
They're human.
Human, Azamar are probably the two.
Humans
So-
are.
You knew someone named Dagmar Thassus?
Yes. He fought along some of my allies during the Chaos Wars. He was actually a very devout follower of Palor.
Yes, he was one of the founding four of our organization.
Thassus was. Dagmar was not. So, what Thassus was it?
Now I'm confused. Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to
I was
remember.
jumping to conclusions there as a player. Sorry.
Lol. Let's see. I'm looking back through our notes. Lol.
I must have...
The Jorak and Six fell asleep out of character as well.
Layla Thassus.
Aulani?
No, I didn't, dude. I'm just role playing.
Oh, Layla Thassus is the founder
Yeah,
of...
Oh, it was the
I pinned it
lady.
in our three-way.
Lady Layla Thassus. Okay.
was the original founding member of the Thassus household who helped found the Inquisition.
Do I know anything about Dagmar Thassus?
Go
My
ahead.
history
Go ahead and make a history. You can have advantage because you are actually a Thassus.
Okay. It's not exactly my greatest area of expertise, but let's see. Nope. Nope.
No.
Wow. We're rolling like champs tonight, guys.
You don't recall
It's for my insight checks.
ever hearing the name Dagmar before. Even when you were talking to your mother about her house and her family. You've never heard the name before. And you know that most noble houses like your own hand names down from future generations. And the fact that Dagmar is not a common name, if he was a very devout follower and fought alongside during the Chaos Wars, it doesn't make sense to you, so you're not sure. It's kind of confusing in a way.
What are the chances?
But you don't remember enough knowledge to remember if there actually is.
Okay. I don't recall any Dagmars.
What are the chances that this Dagmar was? I mean,
Dion raises an eyebrow.
Vampires can live a long time.
Was what?
Is there?
A vampire? I think that's unlikely. Dion goes into denial.
I mean, it's just a thought. I didn't mean to. Dion goes into denial is probably one of my favorite. Anyway,
it's his standard emotional response to things. Denial, yeah.
Denion.
Jeez.
Denion.
He's denying it.
All
right.
Yeah. Zil would sit there and wonder for the next however many hours.
Yep, I think they would spend the rest of their watch kind of fair silence.
In silence.
Yeah.
Words are hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The clouds begin to lighten as your watch draws to an end.
A little bit of sun at least.
What does that put us at 22?
Level?
No.
Oh.
DM knows what I'm asking.
Yes.
Level 22.
That's
That'd be so dope.
That's
Just wake up
that's
all
the
of a
number of
sudden.
hit
I'm
points
the
I had.
multi-class, I guess.
That's the number of hit points I had before this long rest.
Lol.
Yikes.
Really?
Yeah, I was down to 22.
Guess how many
Hit.
hit points I have at maximum right now?
22.
30.
13.
Anyway. Excellent. So, yeah, we sit there and ruminate about very dark and sad things. And then the day shows up, except it doesn't because it's dark.
Yeah.
It's already dusk.
Basically.
So it just gets a little bit brighter, like when you're walking around in the middle of the night and the street lights are shining through your window. Kind of dark.
Ugh. Gross.
That's kind of the level of light that you're at.
Yeah, dim light. Yeah,
Because
dim sum.
vampires have been living in the Darklands for thousands of years now under the cloud coverage that never breaks. And there's not enough light that it can cause them harm.
So,
Thank goodness we
Washington.
have a
Got it.
permanent daylight spell.
We're in Alaska.
yeah, there you go.
But yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you guys do in the morning?
I suppose we should continue on.
Dion takes care of all of his gear throughout the watch, as he should. In the morning,
Polishing
just
everything.
he polishes his sword. He polishes his 12 of his 13 daggers.
Just 12. We'll have
Do you really have 13 daggers?
Yeah, the 13th is wood, so that's why I don't polish it. And he legit does.
Oh, hi.
You have seen them. He has 13 daggers on him.
I'm
So-
sorry,
It's
I'm back.
kitted out.
One more thing. During the night, Dawnbreaker will come back and go. As
She left.
She was quiet for a while.
Oh,
And
okay.
she'll be like,
It was on a trip.
I was trying to think back to when I knew the Dagmar, Dagmar Thassus, and I believe he was an Azamar. That will be just like probably near the end of the rest.
Hi? Hello?
You working? No?
Who's not working?
Zill.
Zill.
Oh, there she goes.
She's been having a little bit of internet troubles today.
Am I back?
Yes! Yay!
Yay! Sorry, guys. My internet went dead.
That's okay.
I'm back for realsies.
Cool.
Velkommen.
Okay.
So it's supposed to be Dawnbreaker moving?
Yeah, that's Dawnbreaker trying to leaving.
Going on a little...
Why is Dawnbreaker leaving?
Bringer.
Why is
Whatever.
Dawnbreaker
The
leaving?
Dawnbaker.
He said
She came back.
she came back, and I was like, did she leave? And then I just pictured a whip trying to run away, and I was like, what would it move like? A worm?
Lol.
A caterpillar? What? Anyway.
Okay.
So sorry, she came back,
She.
and important things happened.
Her voice came back into your head, and she said that she believed he was an Azamar. If she's remembering correctly, she experienced his wings like you guys do.
Does this look like him? And I would, of course, show the image I had drawn.
She's going to be... He was much younger, if that is him.
Okay.
The person she knows was probably in his 20s. Whereas the one in your drawing appears to be in his 40s, maybe 50s.
Okay.
So, but she can't recall. She can't specifically confirm or deny.
So it's probably not him. Vampires don't really age.
Still looks at him, but doesn't say the obvious. Yeah. Doesn't say it.
Yeah.
Um.
Dan just starts doing.
From your knowledge, and it's common knowledge, Azamars age slower. They get to maturity, and then they stagnate for twice as long as a human. Their lifespan.
Right.
So
hypothetically, Zill would be
that's why Dion looks significantly younger than he is.
That's why he looks like he's 20 when he is not.
Correct.
Yes. And Zill, you just reached 19. So you're probably at the point where you're going to slow down your aging process until you probably hit 30 or 40.
Yep. Well, I'm an elf. I'm gonna be 19
she's...
for 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know that, but we know that. But we don't.
Yeah.
Assuming I live that long.
You have a foreseeable really long lifespan.
Yes.
Yeah. Think
Anyway.
you just function until you stop functioning.
No, I was just kidding. I don't age.
Well,
yeah.
Not in that way.
So yeah, we I assume we just continue on then?
Okay. You guys gonna pack up and head out? Okay. So go ahead. I guess you guys just follow the river. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you guys follow the river for about half a day. And then you guys start to see a cliff face rise up in front of you. And as you get closer, you start to see a lake that appears to be feeding this river up ahead. and you see a bridge extending across the river. Pretty much right where the lake meets the river, the bridge is where the bridge crosses. As you guys arrive, you see that the bridge is pretty wide. It's like 15, 20 feet wide, but it's made out of like old wood, and it appears to be like it's maintained, but it's not well kept.
Does it look like it's going to hold all our weight?
Oh, it'll hold all your weight.
Okay.
How
But
long's the bridge?
the bridge it goes across the river, which is about, at this point, it's probably about 60 feet.
Okay.
Is it-
never mind.
One person wide? Two people wide?
15 feet.
Oh,
You
okay.
could- you could-
15
you
feet
could-
or
You could roll a cart over this bridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
instead
Um,
of 60 feet.
It looks
across.
sturdy enough. So it's 60 feet long and 15 feet wide, about 15 to 20, somewhere in there.
I
So-
just bamf across it
Okay.
instantly.
Okay.
Well, there goes
Um,
my idea.
The bridge is fine. You guys do notice that at the end of the bridge there is a couple signs posted.
On
And
this side?
yes,
That's right.
on the side that they're on, and on your side as well. There's multiples.
Oh,
What do the signs
wait
say?
until you say that. before I do that.
In a multitude of languages, Dwarven, Common, Undercommon, Infernal, and Celestial.
Oh.
Does it say it in common?
Yes, there is Common.
Okay.
You can read Dwarven because you speak Orcish.
I can do 3 of those.
Correct.
Yeah, I guess I can. Forgot
Um,
about
too.
that. I need to add that.
but you also see something. It says, "Welcome to Black Lake." And as you look out across the lake, the water is completely black. But on the far side, almost as if it's built into the cliff face, you see a city. A small little town. Where does the sign? Oh, the sign says, "Beware the water,"
Good to know.
in all those languages.
I thought you were gonna say in all caps.
Oh, it is
That
written.
too.
It is written as if it's in all caps. It's
Excellent.
it's very
underlined.
very much a warning sign that says "Beware the water."
Can I
On
look
the
into the water? Does it look any different than normal?
it's like black as pitch. Like
Oh.
it looks like it's just black, which you assume is probably why they named it Black Lake. But on the side that the 3 of you are on, there is a dirt path that continues along the bank of the lake that appears to go to a path that leads to the city. The bridge, on the other side of the bridge, the path leads out eastward into the Darklands, into the forest.
I pull up the map and I look at it. Can I determine where we are based on the map we have?
This appears to be the location that the map is directing you to go.
I look at Dion and hand him the map. It looks like we're there.
Excellent. Do not disturb the water.
I wasn't planning on it.
So 6, are you staying on the other side of the bridge?
Oh, I retconned that. I said I didn't do that until we read the sign.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I jumped the gun.
Cool.
And the bridge. Dion, I'm not very good at lying, so normally I'm the one who speaks to people, but perhaps you would be the better one. Here.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes, you're right.
So you guys gonna head around to the city?
So, I recommend we cover the symbols of where we're from.
Oh, of course. Zill hasn't had her showing for.
As much as this pains me.
When you say that, Six holds his hand over the numbers on his chest.
So, I hate to say this, but may I have my cloak back? It's the easiest way for me to cover.
She nods and hands it to. She reaches in her bag and pulls out her blue one and puts it on and realizes there is a huge bite mark in the shoulder where it's all ripped and torn. And her face goes a little pale, and she uses mending to fix.
Okay.
Dion looks very somber and removes the tattered cloak from his duster. Puts it in his pack.
Yeah.
The blood-covered one.
Sigil. Zill puts her hood
Sigil.
up. Sigil. And is continually, actively not glowing. A little freaked out. Shall we? Is Jorek wearing any Inquisition symbols?
Gotta take the red bands off her arms, folks.
Yeah, I guess I would just take the armband off.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not wearing any armor.
Do I have something?
6, you
You would have had something.
Yeah, you would have like an armband or some kind of like something
6 has
affixed
it
to you
branded on his
that
forehead.
shows the Inquisition symbol.
Perhaps we should try to make ourselves look less,
Zill looks at herself. Divine?
empirical. Yes. Are my eyes glowing?
Oh. I assume they're not glowing.
They're totally not glowing at all.
They're not.
Should I turn my eyes off?
Yours aren't divine. So probably fine.
However, actually, out of character real quick, what does Dion think the Warforged relation... What are Warforged like in... Are they free-willed in this day and age?
Yes.
Yeah.
Warforged, from what you know, were created during the Chaos War and were used as weapons. They had like basically mind control that forced them to be slaves, basically. And then at some
And
point,
that's all gone, right?
At some point, they rebelled and they killed everyone that knew how to create Warforged. And then they disappeared. And in the last couple thousand years, they finally revealed that they were hiding with the dwarves in Idenville, and the dwarves helped them build a sanctuary city in a valley that is only accessible through the dwarven tunnels, unless you decide to travel through the mountains. But that is a very, very not fun journey.
Okay.
Zill sighs. Is there dirt, or is it like grass and stuff?
There's dirt and mud and
Zill's gonna find some dry dirt and rub her hands in it and like wincing, put dirt on herself to make herself look less spectacularly clean. Because she's always spectacularly clean and she hates being dirty so much.
well, you grew up in the Vatican, basically.
Basically. Little OCD about being dirty. She makes sure there's dirt under her nails and she winces. Okay. 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 She's all dirty now. She makes sure her clothes are also a little dingy. Dirty. She can actually, I can use prestidigitation to do so. That's a thing.
Okay.
Yep. I can soil an object, so I will prestidigitate myself and offer to dirty up anybody else. Sorry.
6 has not cleaned himself, like,
Ever.
ever. I think we cleaned ourselves or something after we got dirty because of
We were
Right.
just in a
trying to hide
river.
from the werewolves.
You guys were just in
I
a
was.
river too, though.
I
Right.
never fell in the river, did I?
You
Yeah, we
swam
all
up.
fell into the river.
Oh, that's right.
We
Yeah.
were underwater all recently, so
That's how we got out.
So, like,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of
We
the
got
dirt is
injured.
probably washed off, but you're
We all
also...
have ear infections.
I didn't necessarily mean
I know.
grimy, just not empirical. Dion will double check to make sure he's not showing any semblance. He's actually going to double check to make sure he's not showing colors specifically of the Inquisition or of the Empire.
Zill kind of like, I know you didn't mean dirty per se, but magically clean is a little more of a
Yes, not yes. You'll need to watch a glow as well.
Say again, I legit didn't hear you.
Sorry, you'll need to watch your glow as well.
Mm-hmm. I should be fine. I can stop it. It's just not comfortable.
Zorak, you're fine.
Thanks.
Zill has herself almost completely covered. She still has Eridan around her neck.
Wow.
Well,
Just casual racism. This is so.
Oh, that kills
There's
me.
nothing casual about it.
Oh, that I'm just like crying, laughing. Zorak like just didn't get that like it was kind of a.
lol.
You think that he respects you because you're natural 1 insight as the original.
Oh my god, I love it. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yep. But yeah, Eridan is still around her neck, but the wings are hidden under her in the cloak, in the hood that she has up.
Okay. So she looks like just a really poofy scarf.
Yes. Well, no, her wings are. Does Eridan have feathers naturally all over her body, or just the wings?
I thought her body was feathered.
I'm
She's
okay
just-
with that.
She's just like a serpentine bird.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
She's a feathery snake.
Yes.
So I have a feather snake boa. Well, get it.
Well,
Yeah, well,
Um,
what about my mace?
you have a feather boa.
I have a feather boa.
That's a lie. And Zorak is afraid of.
Lol.
What?
Why don't you just call it a feather
No.
constrictor?
A
Oh my-
what?
A feather constrictor.
It's a feather constrictor. I love it. All right, so I suppose we continue on and head towards the city then?
Yeah,
Still has
what-
absolutely no idea what we're looking for, other than this is where we were told to go to look for information on Kawash and the Immortal Sun.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you guys walk along the lake. It doesn't take very long. It's probably just like a 20-minute walk. This is a pretty large lake. But you see as you get closer that there appears to be some source of water coming from the cave that the city is built in. That's carved out, and it appears to feed into the lake, which then in turn feeds into the river. You can tell by the rapid water that is spewing out into the lake and creating ripples. But as it gets further out, the lake just seems to be calm. no movement, just black. So when you guys finally reach the cliff face, you see that there actually is it's about as wide as the bridge that you had seen, but it's carved out of wood. It's stone that's been carved to go along the edge of the cliff and lead towards the city. As you guys make your way, you begin to hear the sounds of the waterfall, which you don't see until you get to the edge of this, get to the very far end of this walkway, where there is about an 80 to 90 foot wide rapids of water flowing over rocks and everything that spans the gap. To the side, you see a sign that says "Pull rope for entry." And as you look,
Entry, E-N-T-R-Y.
entry, yep, to get
I
in.
think you said injury.
Oh, no.
It's a trap.
Before we go in, we probably should figure out what our cover is. Zil, you should stay quiet.
She nods.
In fact, in general, we should not speak with people as much as possible. 6,
Yes.
I would also advise you do not speak with anyone
Even
directly. Outside of our direct party, outside of earshot of anyone. Within earshot of anyone else.
you want me to shoot them in the ears?
Zorak, you speak 6, yes?
As you guys are talking, you guys feel a little tremor.
Zil, is that you?
I beg pardon?
Never mind. What, is it just a little tremor? Does it feel like it's building?
It's just a steady little tremor in the area.
Steady tremor. Okay. There's certainly a lot of seismic activity around here lately.
It goes for about 30 seconds and then it stops.
Is that about how long it felt before?
Pretty similar.
Okay. Huh.
It's feeling about that same intensity as the one you felt.
My sense of time is probably all messed up right now. Never mind.
It was like 2 days ago.
Okay.
Last time you had one.
Yeah. I was trying to think if it was a similar time of day or
I think that puts us at 4 total now.
something like that. I want to say at least 3.
At least 3.
Because you've had one night's sleep since the tremors were happening.
The only problem is I have no idea what to tell anyone we come across. If we tell them I know nothing of the Shadowlands.
I mean, I've been a mercenary, and I think we could sell the story that we're just a band of mercenaries. Look,
It's not a bad idea.
I do not have an answer.
That's the closest to a compliment I think he's ever given Jorak. I agree. We're mercenaries. And we are tired of the Empire, I suppose. It would be obvious if we say we're from here.
Yeah.
They would
Out
know.
of character question. DM.
Yes?
Verbal components to my spell Do I have to say them in a specific language? Would I be able to cast them using Abyssal or Infernal?
As long as they're spoken.
Okay.
You have to speak them in reverse record.
Lol.
Like,
Mostly it's just, I don't want to be... I usually cast in Celestial, obviously.
Mhm.
Don't think I should be doing that here. Anyway.
Oh man.
We should probably hide our divine magics as well, yes. I don't know if you said that out loud or not.
She probably would have mentioned it, that she's not going to... She probably would have muttered to herself, I guess I shouldn't select that.
It's probably a good idea. Although one of the other languages we share would probably be okay, given the nature of this place.
Infernal.
No, you're still teaching me that. I'm speaking of Abyssal.
Oh, well, I was wondering if you spoke Infernal. Never mind.
That's the language you're teaching.
No, I'm teaching you Abyssal. Infernal is different.
I know Abyssal. I've known
Oh,
Abyssal
never
the
mind.
whole time.
Sorry. I would
You're
have. I
teaching
would
me
have.
Infernal.
Well, I would have gotten it right in character. Shut up.
Yeah, I know.
Every lesson, he's like, I already know this.
No, wrong language.
I already
so
know this.
Same thing every time. I already know this one. Wrong.
Anyway.
Wrong.
She's like,
wrong.
you're picking this up so fast. I know this language.
Oh.
Anyway.
They're having full-blown conversations in Abyssal.
That was a good first lesson.
That was great.
Anyway, back on track. So we're mercenaries from.
Yes.
Okay.
From. I don't know. What's the least empire place of the empire?
I mean, if we're coming from Green Tree area, perhaps we're just from that area.
I suppose.
Oh. I hate it. Oh, she covers her fucking face in her hands. She's like,
Yes,
I
exactly.
hate lying.
You should just not speak unless absolutely necessary. And if you feel like telling the truth, if you feel forced to talk and telling the truth would be dangerous, avoid direct lies.
Mhm,
Tell the truth as much as possible without giving away the actual truth.
mhm,
Can you not lie?
mm. I just really hate lying. Technically, can I just really don't.
It is against her nature.
Have I, DM, have I lied yet?
You're too ignorant to lie.
Right?
Pretty much. That's what I'm
Too naive.
DM alive.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah. Have I lied?
Well,
Have you?
Since I mean, I haven't in character. That's why I'm asking. Like, has he?
That's a question for you if that's something that you want Six to be able to do.
ooh, we could be.
Hmm.
Sorry. I like that image. You sent
Right?
me.
It's great.
It's good.
Oh,
Back on
fuck
topic.
me. That's. Hmm.
What?
Wow.
Re-rolling that.
So that's on the low end. That's low. Because 51 and
Okay.
up is...
Okay.
Technically low. But oh.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ, you gotta be kidding.
I suppose we could also be exiles. That would make sense.
I suppose that would fit with my background as well.
Actually, we could tell a story quite close to the truth.
Zill kind of perks up a little bit. Confused, but yes?
If need be, we could say who I actually am and that I have been exiled from the family and the Inquisition. Dion takes his sturdiest dagger out.
I hand him my +1 dagger.
Because she psychically knows exactly what he's doing.
No, I was kidding. Though I, as a character, know, or as a player, know what you're doing.
He takes a deep breath and breathes out like a very emotional, heavy breath, and crosses off, just scratches out all of his symbols, and puts his armor back on and displays it.
Okay.
Holy shit. Is it going to
Maybe
be
you hide
safe
it
to
until-
wear that back in the Empire?
I can repair it before we leave, or when we leave.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I believe I can, but we'll try later.
Jorak, and not 6. I need you. Never mind.
Jorak punches him in the face.
That's exactly what I was going to ask him to do. Bam!
Jorak knew.
He goes
knew
to say
having-
never mind, and then bam!
Should I roll it?
Zill's just like, what
Oh no,
the
it's
fuck?
just.
You just hit me.
I
It's
guess.
fine.
Okay, so yeah, it's 4 damage.
Okay.
4
I'm
bludgeoning
assuming you
damage.
get him like right in the mouth, just like mouth and
Yeah,
nose.
like a right in the cheek. I mean, not
Why,
like
why didn't you want me to hit you?
You're made of metal and wood.
My unarmed strikes are normal attacks
He's
as well.
made of flesh and bone, slightly less damaging.
I mean, I also do full damage, not unarmed strike damage.
Anyone else have any ideas? He says as he
Recover.
I
Feels
thought you were
us-
going to say anyone else.
feels a
want-
split
want
lip.
shot? Anyone else want to take a shot? Well,
So
Perhaps
we
you
need
should-
Should I punch someone too?
please don't.
no,
6.
no, not at the moment.
I like get
6.
ready to punch Jorak as I say that.
Not at the moment. 6.
Perhaps you shouldn't show your symbols until it's absolutely necessary.
Yes, I'll put my cloak back on.
Okay.
After
Should I cover my numbers?
I think you're
I
fine.
hold my hand over my chest,
I think you're fine, 6.
like
I
I'm
would
saluting the flag.
If you walk around like that, it would draw more attention. Just
I put my hand down.
we're mercenaries. I would Jorak recommend that you destroy your symbols as well.
Yeah, I do. I guess I just set them on
And-
fire.
We need a story. Why?
I think your story is good enough. I lived as an
Well-
outcast and left after you were kicked out after like working under your tutelage.
I think I killed a sibling. I think that's what I did.
Zill's eyes go wide again. Perhaps we are searching for information on Kalwa.
I think that might give away. That's what we actually are doing.
On
Sorry.
Thank you. I was thinking it. Perhaps on behalf of someone. I mean, we are searching on behalf of someone, but
We are looking for it, but I think that announcing that we're looking for it might draw the wrong attention.
see, this is why I'm leaving the lying up to you. She says, literally, out loud in character.
I don't know if that makes me feel good or bad. Yes, everyone should destroy their symbols of the Inquisition and any other things that tie them to where we're from, he says with a little bit of a lump in his throat. And so does the player. For some reason, this is actually emotional for me.
Zill's eyes. Zill's eyes start to water, and she has her hand on her holy symbol.
If we are
And-
caught here, forgive
She
us.
just
He says,
looks-
looking up.
I can't cast without it.
Hide it then. Don't destroy it, but hide it. Or invert it. I hear that does things.
No, never.
It's
She'll
a
hide it in her
s-
shirt.
It's a sun, so inverting it did the exact same thing.
I know. I was
Just-
making an Antichrist joke.
I know.
It was
That's-
funny.
I was
I
just
liked
right
it.
there.
Zill
Zill-
suddenly starts like emitting shadow.
There you
Turns
go.
into a yeah,
Turn into a
going on?
shadow
cleric.
cleric.
Is that-
Lol.
Hold on.
I mean,
let me
I am
break
a
my oath
warlock.
Let me break my oath real quick.
No. No. You guys would notice that the holy symbol is kind of, it breaks her for a minute, and she's crying a little, even though
Zill,
she's just hiding it.
I hate to put this in your mind, but if ever you're feeling like you are going to glow,
Yes.
imagine. And he's kind of pained at the moment. What would have happened if you?
Had turned.
Yes.
She nods and is still crying, technically. She's. Yep.
3 seconds.
I did not think this was going to be this hard on me as a player. Anyway, we're good. Let's do this.
Other than that, I think you were all under my command and suffered the wrath of the exile as well. Due to it.
I think
I think that's a simple enough and straightforward enough story that
out of
Yes,
out of
Jorak?
character, I think Zorak is going to be looking a little. I think he's going to let his sort of like rage loose a little bit. I mean, he's not going to like be
Yeah.
looking a
Are
little
you
less
are you
composed.
sharing?
everyone he
Are you
sees.
sharing this with Dion, or are you just? Is your body language? Are you letting your body language shift a little bit?
Yeah. I think I'm letting my body
Okay.
language shift. Letting
On another out of character note, I'm gonna stop looking at this fart gif that's just on my screen.
I love it.
I was,
All right.
you and I both muted at the same time when you made that.
I was just about to say
Looks like
something,
you.
and you said so. Was that you?
Are we ready for
Chill.
this?
So,
Yes.
nods.
Yeah.
I ring for entry.
Ring, 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 ring.
Okay, so you pull the rope.
Yes.
A boulder falls on us.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it?
There's
trapped?
a lot of noise because there's a rapid river running in front of you and a waterfall. What
Towards
appears
us?
to be like 50 feet back into the canyon wall. It's like it's almost as if the water's been carving its way back further away from the lake. So you pull the cord, and shortly after, you see about 8 people start walking down the path, all carrying weapons.
Guys, we only have to fight 8 of them. This is our goal. The 8 left on that picture. Sorry.
Zilla-
Completely
Zilla
out of
has-
character. Wouldn't have said that.
Zilla has her spider stuff out too, because it's creepy and feels more Darklands.
Oh, yes, he would have told Jorak this is the perfect place to have his little scorpion stick.
I mean, he still has it like poking out of his across his back. It's sort of like showing over his right shoulder. But he's got his great axe, sort of like blade down.
As they approach,
Yeah, I say I'm sorry before this happens. I say I'm sorry, but I hide
Dawn.
Dawnbringer and I pull out my my metal whip instead.
Okay. Okay. Dawnbringer will go, I understand. And be quiet. Okay. So the 8 approach. When they reach the other side, they look out across. And then 2 of them move over to the side behind and like disappear into a little crevice. And all of a sudden you hear a shift and you watch as a wooden bridge descends down, straight down, like a scaffolding, just comes straight down and rests across the 90-foot gap.
He dropped a bridge.
Yeah, they lowered a bridge.
Okay.
Those 2 don't return, but there's 6 more standing out on the other side, and 2 of them start walking across the bridge, while the other 4 basically form up and form a wall.
Scylla's just subconsciously standing behind Dion this whole time.
As they approach, they stop about 15 feet away and go, what brings you to Dark Lake?
We walked.
What?
That's what I was gonna say. Our feet. Sorry.
What my strangely humid companion is saying, meant to say, is money brings us here.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, we're looking for work.
Who do you work for?
Whoever's paying.
You must not be from around here.
No, we're not. Is it that obvious? Jeez.
Black Lake
Very
does not
anxious.
have any money to give.
No, you have no tasks that need accomplished. Perhaps by someone who will take any jobs. Just about.
They pause for a second, kind of be like, what is with these guys?
Tell you what, just let us in. We will resupply and give you the money that we need for it. That you need for the things that we need, and be on our way.
There's nowhere else to go. This is the furthest south place in the Darklands.
It's so hard not to talk, guys. Like, it's so hard to keep
Right,
quiet for this.
Right?
You've traveled past everywhere that would have been anywhere.
Why do you not want us? Are we not welcome?
We're just trying to uncover why you are here. We don't normally get random visitors without a purpose. We're so deep into the Darklands. The only visitors we receive are when our bloodlords are coming to reap.
Oh yes, I've heard of those.
Zill whispers very quietly, we're traveling north.
Aren't we
Just
traveling
loud
south?
enough. We're headed north into the Darklands, right?
You guys are traveling to here according to the map.
Well,
Which is
yeah,
south, right?
but we were coming from the south.
You are traveling north, but This
Oh, I
is
thought you
the
said so.
furthest south point in the Darklands.
Right.
Most people don't try to cross the Silken Path because it's too dangerous.
Right. Okay.
That's why there
Um,
was no
Basically-
path for you guys
Right,
to get
so-
there.
Yes.
So
We're
basically,
traveling- yeah.
Zill is whispering, we're coming from the south, headed north.
We are no longer welcome where we're from. And we're headed north, if you must know.
Are you refugees? There's been talk of war. Our bloodlords have been recruiting taking extra more than they originally used to from our populace in preparing for a war that's been going on for the last year.
I suppose in a sense that we are. Did Zill actually speak?
I would have whispered it very, very quietly, intending only you to hear.
So then you guys must be looking for the monastery.
That would be a good place to start, yes.
They'll stop and they'll be like, okay, you can enter, and then they'll start heading back across the bridge.
Dion nurses his, subconsciously nurses his swollen lip
Wow.
and continues forward.
Jorak looks at, like, I pictured Jorak was standing right next during this, and I sort of look at him and shrug.
Dion will hang back for. Are they? How much are their eyes on us right now? Are they like completely staring us down?
The four
Mhm.
back on the other side of the bridge are just staring you down. The two have turned their backs on you and are walking back.
Okay. Did they say anything about the giant wolf walking with us?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Like that we all forgot about.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I forgot because
Nope,
she.
I did not.
I guess they would probably say something.
Don't worry, she's completely under my control.
You can be certain of that.
Yes.
If there's any problems and she causes a fuss, we will put her down.
Chase your tail. He looks over and says to Iris.
And
And
presumably
he says
she
it.
chases
He
her tail.
says it. Oh no! Never mind. Hold on. He says it in his head. Watch, I'll make her chase her tail. And then he says in his head in Celestial, because that's the only language he speaks.
Okay, and then they'll watch Iris start chasing her tail.
See, completely under my control. Actually, do you mind if I rewind about 5 seconds?
Sure.
He'll say it in Abyssal. Out loud, but in his head he'll say it in Celestial. Just go with it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
He'll command her to say.
He'll say chase your tail in Abyssal as best as one can.
Okay.
And in demon tongue. But in his head in Celestial he'll say, I'm sorry, just go with it. Chase your tail, please.
Okay.
So polite.
They will look at you like they didn't understand what you said.
But they witnessed the event.
But they witnessed that you Iris chase her tail. So they'll be like,
Do you need further proof?
just remember, if there's any problems, the guard will put her down.
There will only be problems if someone gives her problems. And I wouldn't recommend that.
they basically go, we'll be keeping an eye, but you're welcome to enter.
Naturally.
Just no problems.
Whose eye will you be keeping?
There he is with his humor
Shorak,
again.
Shorak, bangs 6, with the back of his great axe.
I'm sorry, he has no social filter. Don't mind him.
And then they will head back across the bridge. Are you guys following?
Yeah, I'll follow. But I'll hang back slightly.
Give them some space.
Whisper to Zill. Perhaps you're mute. And then
Still nods.
I whisper to 6. I say, remember the part about not talking?
that's exactly what Dion was going to say, so he shuts his mouth and turns around and walks across the bridge.
Okay. When you guys get to the other side, the guards are all kind of waiting and they've kind of fanned out. As soon as you guys all get off the bridge, they call back to the ones that went into the crevice, and the bridge gets raised back up. And then they kind of flank you guys as you walk into the city. They'll say, since you're here about the monastery, the entrance is it's one of the caves along the back. It is labeled with a sign, but we warn you before you enter. No one's ever come back.
Still looks at Dion a little wide-eyed.
Must be a nice place then.
She taps Dion on the shoulder and kind of puts her fingers to her mouth, indicating. So I know sign language enough to know that that means food. I hope that Dion understands that that's what she's referencing.
I'm
Don't
sure
be quiet.
I'm sure she could mime food.
Does she? Yeah. Does she put her fingers together to her lips, or is it just like one finger or her fingers?
She looks like a sock puppet to her mouth, is how I
Basically,
picture it.
Yeah, that's what I was
puppet to her
asking.
mouth.
Like sock puppet. Does she do a snake fingers to her mouth?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a snake.
Yes, I could eat as well. You're not a sneaky snake, Shorak.
That was out of character, bro.
I know.
So the guards hear you say something about food, and they mention that there is a
It's
tavern.
been a while. My robotic friend here is parched.
I can't stop looking at that gift.
So, the sock puppet. Okay, as you guys approach, you see the city almost has an eternal fog rolling through its street, just about a foot deep. It goes up to about maybe your knee, just below. But this is caused by the mist from the waterfall, you assume. And as you get closer to the city, you begin to see these giant mushrooms on the ceiling of the cave that are giving off a deep purple glow. That appears to light the city.
I wouldn't eat those.
Cricket would like it here.
So you guys make it into the city. The guards direct you to the tavern and kind of give you an example of how to get to the cave when you're done.
I have a really important question.
Yeah.
Is all our coinage stamped Imperial?
There is a lot of Imperial, but there's also some that's stamped. Because you guys found like 1,200 gold of stuff that was like 4,000
That's
years
true.
old.
That's true.
So it would be stamped with stuff that people probably wouldn't recognize.
So you're saying that we're old money. Got it.
Yes. But so you go into the tavern. Iris won't fit.
Sure she will. If the tavern's brave enough.
Like, the door is not that big.
I
What
think
about-
he was. Never mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I guess you'll have to wait outside. Sorry. Just keep to yourself and try not to let anyone pester you too much.
There is an alleyway next to the tavern that you could have her lay down in. That would be out of direct line of sight, but still
Seems
there.
like a quiet place.
Hmm.
And he
I'm
nods
guessing
over to the alleyway.
You're saying this all in your head, right?
Oh, it's all in my head and it's all in Celestial.
Well, yeah. I speak that.
You speak
don't
it in my
read
head?
his mind.
No, that's why I'm asking if it's in your head.
Yeah, it's all telepathic.
Okay. So as you guys go in, you notice there's a lot of most of the population here appears to be humans. There's a couple orcs, maybe an elf, but it's mostly human. It's about half full, the tavern, but everybody stops and looks at you when you guys enter. Because
Zill is still hiding behind Dion.
they're just kind of watching you because you're new and they don't know you. And you have a robot.
Dion's gonna walk over. Is there a bar?
There is.
Dion's just gonna walk over to the bar, sit down at a stool, assuming there is one.
Zill sits next to him.
He's gonna gesture like he's like a kind of like a gang leader. I was gonna say mob boss, but it's more of a gang. Just doing the whole like silent, like you go here, you go there kind of thing.
Okay, like direct you guys.
Yeah, he's just physically directing them without saying any words.
You, like pointing with your fingers?
Just not even really. Just kind of physically. It's hard to explain, I suppose.
Lol.
A
Six
nod
is not gonna
here.
get
Why
it at
6
all.
is going to have no idea what you're doing.
You're gonna
He's
have to
actually
tell
just.
us the six.
He's actually not doing it to 6. He's doing it to Jorak and Zill.
I assume you
Jurek,
were telling Zill to
do
come
an
sit next
insight to see if you
Yes.
recognize this.
Oh god damn it!
Zill, you do the same thing.
to-
I know you're already
mean-
going to sit down.
Yeah, I mean, she knows what she's gonna do.
I knew
And
it
then
was gonna happen.
Dion will just sit down.
So Zill, you pick up on it. Jorak, you
Mhm.
don't. So you just go grab a chair that's... You actually grab the chair next to Dion on the other side. Because you want to sit next to your captain. I don't know where Dion was directing you.
He was actually gonna say the note next to him, but it's fine. We'll just pretend that's not where he was gonna say.
Oh, okay.
And then he sees Jorak sit in the spot he didn't want him to. I'll take a mead if you've got it.
The bartender
She
will
will-
look over and go, you new to town?
Obviously.
This is probably not the same kind of mead you're used to, but I do have some
What do you have?
He'll pull out a bottle and he'll pour you a glass. It's
Insight
a.
check.
It's okay. Go ahead and roll an insight if you want. Yeah.
I'm just seeing if this person seems to intend harm.
Friend or foe?
I mean, oops. It is dangerous to drink from someone you don't trust, so oof, not the best. 14.
You can't tell. He appears to be doing his job and pouring
Okay.
you a drink. The liquid looks milky. It's not your normal like clear honey
I take
yellow.
it that's not honey.
It's a kind of honey.
It's semen.
I'll sniff it.
Okay.
Did you say it's semen?
I heard she cut out briefly, and I heard.
It gives
you-
I heard semen.
Yeah.
I've had worse.
It gives you a fungally kind of smell. Like the mushrooms that you were eating basically your entire journey up here.
Ooh, so I'm gonna get high.
Excellent.
So,
So-
you take a swig, and
I take a sip.
a sip. Okay. It's not like honey cured mead, but it's not bad. It's very bland. The flavor is very rubbery. Is the best. It's basically mead made out of mushrooms.
Okay.
mead shrooms.
Or
Shrooming.
alcohol made from mushrooms and other types of fungus.
Shroom. Zill will just kind of like tap Dion and shake her water skin.
Do you have any fresh water? I saw some running out there. Figure.
Yeah. He'll come over with a pitcher and he'll pour a glass.
Zill will drink.
It's actually pretty clear and crisp.
And
It's
he will also
room
have water.
temperature.
You wouldn't like to see him when he's not drinking water.
What do they have liquor-wise?
He totally just ordered you a water.
I know. I'm asking.
But you're gonna ask the bartender what liquor?
Yeah.
Yeah. They appear to have some ales. The bottle of fungus mead, and that's about what it looks like. Maybe they have some of the casks have beer.
Yeah, Jorik asks for just give me the darkest, and he is using kind of like an orcish sort of tone.
Okay.
Like he doesn't want to sound like his normal.
Okay.
He's also like, I don't know. Well, I guess forget about what I was just gonna say. He's like, give me the darkest mead you have. The
Mead?
darkest ale.
Darkest
ale you have.
He's like, we've only got one kind, but here you go, and he'll tap you a pint.
Just be careful. We don't want the same thing like last time to happen.
He looks over.
And this ale is also cured from fungus, but it's a different fungus.
Jorik doesn't even test it. He just
Chugs.
knows it quickly.
You've probably, being a military person, you've probably had ale like this before.
No, probably not. Jorik is not much of a drinker.
Oh, okay.
I don't drink.
He's doing this to keep up appearances.
Got
I
it.
don't drink.
I will turn to the bartender and say, I will have nothing.
Do you have any wood chips?
Jorik lets out like a big old belly laugh. And like it was genuine.
He'll be like, no, we don't have wood chips.
Sorry, old sprout. They don't have any wood chips for you.
I am not a sprout.
Not anymore.
I do not believe I ever was.
Anyway. Dion gives like an intent but not menacing look to the other patrons of the bar that are still looking at him.
Okay.
Do they go about their business or do they keep watching?
Most of them have kind of turned back to their business, but they are continuously, like, every once in a while glancing over to see what's going on.
Okay.
Mostly because there's a metal man standing behind you guys.
Yeah, I never sat down because I didn't know what the hell you were doing.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't actually want you to sit down.
You are pretending to be
I'm just
bodyguard.
literally
Mhm.
standing behind you like a bodyguard.
That's exactly what I wanted him to do, and I
Okay.
figured that's exactly what he would
exactly
do
what's
if I didn't
happening,
tell him to do anything. So
Perfect.
I'm not looking menacing though. I am just standing there awkwardly.
you don't have to.
You're a metal
Wouldn't-
man. They've never seen you
Yeah.
before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So is this what you folks do around here for fun?
Yes.
What's your name, friend?
There's not much else to do besides farm fungus and try not to get reaped when the reaping comes.
Does it come often?
They come about once a month.
That's disappointing. He does not say it in character.
You obviously are not from the Darklands.
No.
Where do you
I'm
hail
not.
from?
We are... Well, at this point, we're folks without a home. We're wanderers.
Zil looks down in her cup, very sad looking.
As you say this, he goes, "Ah, so you've come to join the monastery."
Is there an equivalent of the word Ronin?
Wandering, I don't know, a lordless knight, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. He would basically say a word that equivocates to that.
Okay.
And these... Well, they follow me. Because I put food on the table.
Jorak does that. Like sort of.
Zil looks up
says
at you
that.
and does the food thing again.
Speaking of, do you have any food?
Be like, I'll be right back. And he'll go into the back, and then he'll come out, and set a couple plates in front of you guys.
How much do I owe you?
I'll just keep up a tab, and when you're done, pay me.
I say I will have nothing.
He'll just kind of glance at you and nod, like, okay.
Okay.
But he'll be like, so you guys have come to go to the monastery, I take it?
Do I know any... What do I know about this monastery?
You don't know anything about it.
Excellent. Well, we're looking for work. If the monastery has work, I suppose we could go there.
Well, it's just strange that any outsiders besides the Reapers who come to take our men, we don't really get many visitors, and anytime we do, they tend to be going to the monastery.
We're heading north. Ultimately.
So you're heading back the way you came.
Dion, without speaking, Dion just kind of gestures, like shrugs, and then takes a drink of his, and just goes, "Eh."
So you traveled to the deepest part of the Darklands to just turn around?
You ask a lot of questions. I thought it was supposed to be the other way around.
I just don't like when people come into our town with no purpose. It usually
Yeah.
leads to trouble.
We have purpose. We're looking for work.
Well,
Our
we
purpose
don't.
is to.
But there really
Hmm?
isn't work here. We're a small
But then I
town.
suppose we'll outfit and be on our way. No harm done. We're not here to cause trouble.
Isabel pours herself another glass of water.
He'll basically go, well, I'll believe it when I see it.
Just don't harass us, and we won't cause trouble.
Yeah, out of character, Zorek's having a hard time dealing with this sort of like disrespect. He wants to like just sort of like stand up and look a little broody, but he's not.
What time of day is it?
D-
It's getting to be probably about 6.
Yes.
Still
Look,
yawns.
is there a place for lodging? Is there an inn?
He'll be like, I have 2 rooms I can rent, but I guess if you're interested, if you're staying.
Just temporarily. Don't worry. We're not going to bring trouble upon you. If there's
Okay.
no work to be found here, we'll move on to the next town.
He'll acknowledge it and then go about his business. What are you guys doing for the rest of the meal?
Observing.
Zil will pull out a blank
Subtly.
sheet of paper. She will not pull out her fancy glowing magical Paylor book. She will pull out just a piece of paper, loose leaf, and write down some things that I, as a player, am going to take a moment to write down while y'all roleplay.
Okay.
6. Learn what you can without asking questions.
Yeah, I'm just quietly watching everyone in the room.
Try not
I
to make
put that in
anyone
the
too
wrong
uncomfortable.
Try not to stare too hard, 6.
No, that's all. That's observing not subtly. That's fine. Maybe he's going to make
I'm
people
just
uncomfortable no matter what.
watching the room, basically, is what I'm doing. And listening.
Do not speak. No,
Doing
21.
what he normally does.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm looking through my notes. Shit.
We are looking for a laboratory.
But this laboratory is like,
We're looking for the Qualish stuff,
yeah.
but
And
we
you
need
know
to be
that
subtle
that
about
happened
that.
3,000 years ago.
Right. So it's probably going to be in an ancient ruin. A monastery wouldn't be a bad place to look.
Should you? Are you're writing this down and showing us?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess I lean in. Should we ask DB?
DB question mark?
Dawnbringer?
Yeah. He's gonna look at Zil and he'll simply say,
The dumb bartender.
he'll quietly say, Don, and then ask these questions. But he'll look at Zil when he says it. So it appears that he's speaking to her.
Okay. So, what are you asking Donnie specifically?
If she's if she's heard of the monastery?
She doesn't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
Zil will write down Qualash and
We
underline
have
it.
the map, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Without pulling it out, do I remember where
This
did
is
the map point us?
The city is literally where you're going.
The last place, okay. And the monastery is here?
You have to enter the city to get to the monastery.
Okay. Okay.
From
So
your
I guess
understanding.
I guess we are going to the monastery then. What about Qualash? He says very quietly.
I don't recall that name.
Okay.
He must be before my time, or I never met him.
All right.
Question out of character. Do you have to speak out loud to speak with
Yep.
Donberg? Oh,
Hence him pretending to speak with Zil.
fair enough. Good.
Perhaps in the room. Does anyone need anything from down here? Should we retire for the evening? It's evening, right? You said it's around 6?
Yeah.
Zil yawns again.
Yes, perhaps we should retire for the room. We've had long travels.
Okay.
Barkeep, where is this? Where is this room?
This is all you're getting for the evening?
Does anyone need anything else?
Do I pick up any conversations that are of interest? Am I
Everybody's being
connected?
really hush-hush when you're looking in their direction.
Nobody's talking at all.
They when you're showing any incline that you're paying attention to them, they stop talking.
Does he pick
It's
up on
almost-
that fact?
He does pick up on that.
Is he
Almost.
watching them subtly or act
Oh,
like
I'm not
staring
being
at them?
subtle. I'm just
Of course he's not.
gaining the room.
Mm-hmm.
So is that everything? The barkeep asks.
If no one speaks up, he'll say yes.
Zil shrugs, nods.
Will you all be staying in one room or two? Each room only has 2 beds.
One room is fine.
Okay. So one room.
I give him a wink. Just kidding. I
Yes.
can't wink.
One eye shuts off. One eye flickers.
Light just flickers off. I'm kidding. That was dope.
I know. Yes, the one room is fine.
Okay. Then he's for your food, and are you just staying for the night?
I believe so.
He'll be. We'll say 5 gold total for your bill, and you have to be out of the room by midday tomorrow.
Well, we don't have much, but Dion will look through his coin purse.
Zil
He'll
will look
he'll
through
pull a
hers.
small coin purse.
Yeah.
He's
Zil
going
will-
to do this in silver.
Zil
Like
has a few
one-
electrum.
One piece of gold and then some silver, making it look like they kind of actually have to scrounge a bit.
Right? Zil will hand over her electrum. I have 15 pieces, which equals 5 silver. So how much gold is that? You said
15 pieces equals 5 silver?
yeah.
1 piece of electrum equals 5 silver.
Yeah, one. So
Wow.
10
Oh.
pieces
is
of
gold.
silver. 10 pieces of silver equals 1 gold.
So
Okay.
it would be 10 electrum
So-
for 5 gold.
Yes.
So I'll hand him
They're
a
half.
couple.
They're half dollar. Okay.
Yes.
I'll hand him a couple electrum.
And then a gold and some silver.
Yeah.
For the rest. Pretty much, yeah.
Cool.
Oh, wrong channel.
But pretty much that gift.
Yeah.
Lol. Counting out our coins.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry about the
He'll-
small change.
Yep. He'll scoop it up, throw it into his apron, and then he'll direct you to the stairs and says he'll reach down under the counter and pull up a key, hand it to you. Third door on the left. Up the stairs.
Straight on till morning. That was to them, not to you. All right. Thank you.
Okay. So you guys will.
We would wish to not be disturbed as well, if possible.
Oh, I don't think anyone wants to disturb you.
Good. We don't want to disturb anyone else.
Okay.
And we go on our way.
You guys all head to the room.
Does anybody look at Jorak as he's like walking past them to the stairs?
They just kind of glance at you as you guys start moving.
Like, if anybody like looks at Jorak, he like makes.
You cut out for me. What was that?
No, I was saying that if anybody like looks at me, like just like bluntly looks at me, I make eye contact with, like, do not look friendly.
You give him stink eye.
Yeah, I mean it's like even less subtle than a stink eye. I mean it's like
You growl a
I
little.
will fuck you up. Sort of.
He doesn't give him stink eye. He gives him crazy eye.
I mean that's it right there.
Perfect.
Give
All right.
Samuel L. Jackson
Yep, he gives him crazy eye. Exactly.
Excellent.
So she can't talk, but she could totally hiss if somebody pisses her off. Like she could still make that kind of a noise.
Who, Zill?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Zill, don't worry.
I was just
Zill
thinking
has
that.
tricks she can do.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking about that because I was feeling bad that I basically told you not to talk. Because
Nope, she was already planning on it. Don't
so
you
pretending to be mute is probably the easiest way for her to not lie.
Yep, she was not going to talk unless absolutely necessary, and the only reason she's going to talk is to cast a spell if she has to.
Right. So we go to the room and we go to bed.
Okay.
I suppose. Well, no, we have a conversation first.
Zill would, again, via writing. Most of her
Mhm.
even alone in the room, she's going to be very, very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And ask Dawn if she knows anything about the ring.
Okay. Dawn's not going to know anything about the ring.
Okay.
Well, impressions, thoughts, concerns.
I don't know what this monastery place is, but I'm cautiously curious.
I think it's the most likely place to find what we're looking for.
I tend to agree.
Zill will quietly explain that we are looking for the laboratory of an old inventor named Qualish. Qualish? Kwalish. Qualish.
I've always called it Qualish.
That the ring is somehow the key. The map has led us here, and and we're trying to find information on the thing. I won't say what the thing is out loud, in case anyone is listening. I also will have detect magic up.
Okay.
Just in case.
There's no magic. You do notice that up in your room, the purple light from outside seems to be filling the room. But there is a very, basically a solid board hinge to the window so that you can close it. You assume that the mushroom's lights never stop shining.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah. So that's...
Yeah. Still would practice writing sigils, and
So you guys are going to do your training for the evening?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So let's do
Quietly.
those rolls.
Okay.
Dion, go first. Roll to see how well you teach.
Okay.
Okay.
14.
Do I get
Okay.
advantage?
You can just do a straight roll.
Oh.
12. Okay. You guys are spending probably about how much time training tonight, this evening?
Probably 2 and 2.
Yeah, we retired kind of early.
Yeah.
We could probably spend a little bit more time. Maybe
3
4
and 3.
4. Yeah, 3 and 3 is fine. Probably fine.
So do I get 3 for that?
Yeah, you can have 3 for that.
And what is this town called? Black Lake?
Black Lake, yep. Okay. Next, are you... Oh, it's the other way around. So Zill,
I almost hit 1d50.
6.
God. Zill's not having a good time.
Well,
Is
well,
this
it's really
disadvantage?
difficult to teach someone language when you are trying not to
Or-
speak.
Right? Kind of what I figured.
You have disadvantage, Dion.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I did that wrong, but that's a natural 1.
You guys can't get anything done tonight with trying to
Zill's just
stay in character.
Yeah.
I'm just staring at him. Why don't you understand me?
That's right. I can't read lips, Sil.
I
She
can.
sticks her tongue
I mean,
out at
done.
you.
Okay.
This isn't working.
Okay.
Mm.
He'll only give it about an hour and be like, no.
No.
And just stop.
I mean, she would be talking very quietly, but very, very.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that you guys want to do for this evening before y'all?
Zill does her prayer.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think Jorak's going to spend 2 hours meditating.
Okay.
Because he sort of got a little brutish, and he doesn't often let himself do that. So he's going to do an hour of internal trying to control things that he hasn't let out in a while.
Okay.
And another hour reaching out,
Okay.
just sort of asking for guidance in this area,
Okay.
wherever we are.
Yeah. No.
And
You just feel the presence. You just feel that same presence. Nothing new this evening besides just feeling someone there.
Mm-hmm.
Zill, you also get the same feeling. You get that same warm feeling that you usually get when you pray.
Zill takes great comfort, and it helps her feel better.
And Deanna's actually going to say a little slight. Well, prayer is the stretch of the term. And he's just gonna be like, "May the light persist within the darkness."
And you will probably also feel the same as well. Just a little warmer than normal. a reassurance.
I need to figure out how I'm going to cast if I need to, actually.
Yeah.
Right?
Does Dawn count as a focus? Or do I need a symbol still? I mean, I have a symbol. I had it on my gauntlet. But no, that got eaten up by acid.
Yeah. So you don't have a holy symbol?
I do. I just would have to wear it.
Got it. Yeah, no,
It's currently tucked away.
I guess technically Dawn has Paler's symbol on her.
Okay.
So
I wouldn't have to equip two things, basically. I would just have
No.
to get Dawn out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she would work as a focus, I would say that.
Okay.
Because it is an artifact of Paler. So.
Okay. If I had known that ahead of time, I would have very sadly and apologetically destroyed my symbols other than her.
Okay.
Your pillar symbol.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll understand.
Okay.
And you saw, you and Six and everyone would have seen, that actually genuinely hurt Dion to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see a lot of emotion in his face most of the time.
Okay.
And he's gonna pass out.
Okay. I think this is probably a good place to end the session this night.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we will pick up here not next week, but the week after.
So logistically speaking, Six, do you just like kind of stand and chill all night, as per usual?
Yeah.
Or sit
I
and
mean,
meditate or whatever you want to call it?
I think we'll take
yeah.
our